kind of taking a break from it because Dreams is far more complicated than I actually thought it would be.
Wow, and on that note, welcome everybody to another episode of Next Podcast. You heard the CaliRex confessional right there when it came to the game Dreams. Sorry, bro. Like, it went live. There was nothing I could do to stop that, man. Huge shout out to the chat. What is up, everybody? Good to see you all. I didn't do it, so guys, we need to do this together, all right? So come on over and hit that thumbs up button with me and share this out on social media and let people know that we are going in. We are live right now with the Next Podcast. We have an incredible show for you, an awesome special guest, and some really
degenerates.
Degenerates. I was going to say really opinionated, a wide range of topics. We'll just put it that way. I didn't know where I was going with that. So a wide range of topics. I'm really, really excited to be live right now. Like I said, we do have a special guest, but when it comes to our special guests, I like to save the best for last. So I am going to introduce the rest of the panel first. So starting with my brother from the West Coast and an absolute shit talker today. It's been incredible when we were off air that all he's been doing is talking nothing but absolute shit. Dark Optimus, what is up, bro?
Dude, it's because you were fucking feisty in the damn DM.
What
That's
are you talking about? You're
like, oh, I'm just gonna be little Mr. Xbot today, and then I was just like,
oh wow!
I was just like, God damn it! I had to take you down a peg.
Do you think that's what you did to me?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Just as long as you know that you have failed miserably at that job, bro. But as always, it's good to have you on. You know, we're going to be talking about a single-player experience in a game called The Last of Us Part 2, which is right up your alley. And, you know there's definitely other topics as well that I think you could chime in on. So it's going to be a good show, bro.
Yeah, I'm only here for The Last of Us, dude.
Yeah, I kind of figured, man. Next on the list, he is coming to your region. He has a huge stinger, and he's ready to, to take out a few people in the population. He is that murder hornet of the gaming podcast. My brother Predator, what is up, bro?
What up, Phil? What's going on? Did another podcast earlier today with K Megan. Have no idea who the fuck he is, but I'm here. He should be here.
I'm here. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I think he tried to take a nap. He is getting older, man. So he might have tried to take a nap, and he didn't hear the alarm or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what old people talk right there. That's what old people do.
He's got his house shoes on, but he's late.
Power naps and shit. Yeah.
I got my house shoes on as well, but I am wide awake, guys. Wide awake. I got my cup of coffee right here. I got my bottle of water right here. I am good to go, man. But Predator, I can't wait to hear. I know you won't be afraid to share your opinions, man, and I think you are going to be very opinionated on a few of these topics. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Nice. And next on the list, somebody I am truly proud of when it comes to gameplay. You are ready to witness the wide range of games this man plays, because I know people out there, they just know him as that hardcore Gears head. My brother Crispy, awesome gameplay, man. What is up?
Oh, thank you, bro. See, I was looking for that satisfaction right there. See? And you know what? I was doing it all on my Xbox. That shit was a pain in the ass. I'm just saying. It was like, damn, like I got all this, and I'm doing it 1080p in 2-minute freaking little increments, because I was like, I'm not doing it at 720. I'm not doing it. I could do it for the 5-minute increments. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna cut it in. I'm gonna make it look at least decent, and that's how I roll. But
it was a pain in the ass because you were doing it on your Xbox.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't have a nice rig like you, bro.
Dude,
wait, where's the gameplay? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we're not ready. We're not ready to show that. Oh yeah, Dark said he was thinking about doing it, but He probably had to go get like a mani-pedi or something like that, and really couldn't swing the time.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
It's that
Hey.
West Coast mentality, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you could tell a lot about a man from his cuticles, okay?
Wow. Yo.
Damn, I got some man hands then. What the hell's going on here?
All right, yo, and next on the list, we are getting to our special guest here, and then I am gonna hit that super chat, yo. This man is a very, very creative YouTuber. Not only that, he is such a positive personality in the gaming community out there on Twitter. Absolutely love interacting with the stuff that he says over there. I do have his YouTube channel in the description, and guys, definitely check his channel out. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. My brother CaliRex, first time on the show. What is up, bro?
Thanks for having me on the show. I've really been meaning to try to get on here, and I'm honestly excited to talk about these topics, specifically The Last of Us, the Sony event, and backwards compatibility. And I hope I can get my thoughts clear on everything.
Dude, I think you're gonna do absolutely great. Now, there's another thing I want to give you a shout out for, because when it came down to it, I didn't know that you had any interest on being a guest on this show. And instead of just kind of, letting the days go by and stuff like that, I am really proud that you came out there on Twitter and you're like, dude, when am I going to be on? Man, the DM was immediate right after that. Absolutely love that aggression to be out there and on, more live shows and stuff, man. That was awesome, dude.
Yeah, of course. I just kind of try to spread my wings, trying to put myself out there, trying to get more attention. And I don't like to have people that have the same opinion as mine, so I like to try to go against people that have difference in opinions.
Oh, see, he said go against people, so I think he's looking right at the angry otter, Dark Optimus, and he's like, yo, I got you in my sights, bro.
It's fine.
Yep, I'm ready to fight him, fisticuff style.
Oh, let's get a webcam. Let's go. This is going to change. This podcast.
We're gonna have an old Irish tussle. Is that
At
what
least
we're gonna
he
have
picked the
today?
weakest person on the panel.
Okay, so now the super chat. Super chat. Let me
Shut up.
Let me hit up the super chat real quick. Our brother Optimus Code hitting up the super chat, supporting the show and the channel. Thank you so much, brother. He says, no old people slander. Dude, we can do it when it comes to K-Mega. Come on. Can we get a pass when it comes to K-Mega? I think we can. And he said, can I get a hardball question? And brother, that is a very good question, actually. And, I am sorry for people who follow us on Twitter. I did kind of pose it out there that, to get Optimus Code on this channel and get a discussion where, I can hit him with some of the questions that I really want answered about this man, in terms of development and stuff like that. So I will be hitting you up in the DMs, brother. Thank you so much for your patience, man. On that note, before we get into the topics, I do want to send, thoughts and prayers out there for anybody who has been a victim, who has been impacted by police brutality and racism. Because when it comes down to it, this shit is an absolute serious matter. Our hearts and our thoughts do go out to George Floyd and his family and everything that's going on all over the country. When it comes down to it, I've heard so many different opinions and stuff like that. I am a non-violent person. That's what I absolutely believe in. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. But for people out there talking about these riots, I kind of put it this way. At one point in time, there was a man out there trying to get more of the spotlight on what is going on in terms of racism and police brutality, and he was doing it in a peaceful manner. And what happened to that man? Of course, it is Colin Kaepernick, and he does not even have a job anymore. So you can see where the communities are going with this. They're absolutely fed up. There is no way. I can't put myself in the position of how a lot of people out there are feeling, and I'm not trying to. But I'm trying to say that the next podcast panel and this channel is here with you guys. All right? And it is a serious issue that cannot be ignored. It shouldn't have been ignored for as long as it has, but hopefully there's change coming right around the corner. So to get through all that, let's get into the topics, and we got to start with The Last of Us Part 2 and what we saw at Sony's State of Play. All right, and we saw about 8 minutes more gameplay. They did put a montage in it, but 8 minutes of never before seen gameplay. And I am going to go to our special guest, our brother CaliRex. Now, Cali, did you check out Sony's State of Play for The Last of Us Part 2?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Now, what we usually do when we're seeing gameplay, stuff like that, stuff we haven't seen before, we ask you to go in with your general thoughts. They did 8 minutes of gameplay we never saw before. So, what do you think after seeing that? Graphically, in terms of the game, are you excited? Was there anything that came across as negative to you? So basically, just give us your thoughts on what you saw there and how you felt for The Last of Us Part 2, man.
Sure thing. So, first off, I loved how fluid the animations look, just combat-wise, with just the actual enemies, just the live humans, and the animals too, like the dogs. Just, there's a lot of detail in there that may have been missed, like when Ellie threw the Molotov at the person walking the dog, just like looking around. Mm-hmm. You could hear the dog and the person in pain when she throws the Molotov and it hits them directly. And I also love the animation for when she grabs people and holds them hostage, because you could kind of see them trying to struggle to get out of her grip. Mm-hmm. And I also like that they also gave you the option to try to use them as a shield when other people try to aim their guns at you, which I think will make for really great combat scenarios. And I think the game looks graphically just impressive, and just there's a lot of details in the textures too. And if you compare some of the scenes that they showed in this recent gameplay, compare that to the E3 demo, there does seem to be slight improvements and slight changes to what they did. Just like overall, I just love how they changed it. And well, I'll be honest, I do want to see a bit more. Just that. Because
they can't show you everything, man. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
But 8 minutes of new gameplay, I kind of wish it could have been like at least a little bit extended, just add a little bit more. But I understand why they had to just keep it like that.
All right. Well, Callie, I probably jumped the gun a little bit. I do have to ask you: are you The Last of Us fan though? Did you play the first one? Did you get into the story? Like, what do you think about? Did you play The Last of Us Part 1?
When it first came out, no. I'm currently working on trying to get through it right now.
Okay, so it's fresh in your mind then. You're
yeah.
Okay.
But I did see videos when it first came out, because I didn't buy it, so I didn't want to miss out on it, But I do know everything that's gone down in that game.
Yo, shout out to Rain in the chat. He said Ellie is strong AF. She been studying UFC. Dude, you gotta be that way, man. Post-apocalyptic, you don't know what group of people are gonna come at you for what reason. Now, I'm gonna go back to Callie real quick. Callie, we all know there's a certain stigma, there's a certain dark cloud that does hang over this game in terms of supposed leaks. Now, did you look into any of these leaks? Did you get any information from what was supposedly leaked, or are you staying clear away from that stuff?
I'm trying to stay very clear away from it,
okay.
But I have been looking into specific stuff outside regarding the leaks, just like why they were leaked and by who. I'm just looking into that, but I'm just trying to avoid the leaks for the game completely.
All right. Well, if you're doing research on that, have you come across with anything new in terms of kind of like the who did it, the why, or anything like that? Is there any new information on that front, bro?
Well, one thing that I did come up with that everything just kind of put together is that it may have been an outside source that leaked the gameplay before. That's what I concluded to, at least.
So your investigation is concluded, and if something else pops up,
Oh.
you're gonna look into it, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got you, bro. I got you. Now, I will let you know. I heard something a little bit different, but it's kind of the same. I heard in terms of the person who first put it out there being a relative of a developer that was working on it, and so technically Sony was right, but that's using kind of like law lingo and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, you're just getting into technicalities there.
yeah. But at the end of the day, it is good to hear that you are excited for a game. I do say I will agree with you that there seem to be some changes. Whether or not that's good or bad, I think that's going to be up to the gamer when they're playing it. I will say my personal feelings on The Last of Us, and this is an Xbot thing. This is a me thing here. I never really got into The Last of Us Part 1. I tried to play the remaster. The intro to the game was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it got me hyped to play. And then for me, the pacing of the game just fell off a cliff, and I couldn't push myself to keep kind of like trudging forward and trying to get more into the game. But that being said, I'm not really a huge zombie guy. Like, I don't really kind of get into like zombie games hardcore or anything like that. I'm not a big fan of the way the clickers look and all that good stuff. So for me, this game, this franchise, at least as for right now, it's not really scratching an itch for me. So I'm not really into it, and that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. Graphically, what they showed, in my opinion, looked really good. Looked really good. Seeing kind of like the layers of grass, the transitions from outside to inside and stuff. They all you saw kind of like the light bloom come out and it get bright, and then kind of like how your eye focuses when you go from a dark room to a light room. Stuff like that is kind of like what I look for. It looked really good, man. I can't, I'm about common sense. I'm about telling you exactly how I feel. That's pretty much where it is. Crispy, brother, you heard me in the DM. I said everybody needs to watch this. Did you watch it, bro?
Yeah, I watched it. You came in my defense. Come on, dude.
Well, dude, it's been a crazy week, man. All right, you got to give me some leeway here.
Look. The fact is that I've learned, like when you said it, I was already going to watch it, but I was waiting for the 4K upload to come up, which I watched. Okay, and a lot of people are, I looked at the character to begin with, and then all of a sudden, it was just impossible for me to not see the sides as things were loading in. I found checkering, all these other things. The gameplay itself looked better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a lot of quick time events and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was interested in the gameplay, but I couldn't, and I got bad eyes, man. Like, it's not like, it kept showing up. Like, I kept seeing this blur on the sides of my screens and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on here? It's like you're giving me tunnel vision and I don't intend to have it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, there's something that's with that 4K upload, because I said it and I thought I was going to get people being like, oh, you're just being a fit. I had one person out of the thousands of followers I have, one person, and I don't hate on people for loving PlayStation. I've never been like that. I loved PlayStation 2. I went into 360 era, and I was still on PlayStation 2 until I picked up Gears, and that it was almost a whole year and a half until I picked up a Xbox for the first time in my life. So it's not about hate. A lot of people think it's about hate. I just saw what I saw. And I don't know if it's because it's running on the PS4 Pro and my TV can pick that stuff up, because I'm like, am I delusional? Am I losing my mind? And
did you ask your girl that after you watched it? Like, am I delusional? Do you see what I'm seeing here? Like,
I definitely think
I've
you're
had
delusional.
when I've had a couple people tell me they saw the same thing, and I'm not saying that you didn't. And I'm gonna be honest, I booted it up at 1080p and it looked fine. It looked not as crisp, but it looked fine. So I don't know if it's because they're trying to up-res it to the upload or whatever. I don't know any of that. I don't know any of the technical shit that goes on.
Technical mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, I don't know any of that. But in the end, the gameplay got me intrigued. But I'm like, if this game's gonna run like this, and then we have a bunch of other topics that we're gonna get into, and the reason why I'm just off put now. And I've already been spoiled on the leaks, and I've watched people play. I haven't played it myself, the original Last of Us, but I've watched people play it, and I've seen enough things, to say, it's not my thing. Like, I played it back in the PS3 era, but I don't even count that because, they completely remastered it. They did a better job with it. And I didn't play it when it was on PS4, so I don't even count that. But in the end, if you enjoy the game, if you really want to play that, that's awesome. I just saw a lot of things that I've already seen, even, freaking Dying Light. I've played so many zombie games that all the, the pus things and stuff like that. Like I've seen that. Left 4 Dead did that shit. Like, it's just, it's old to me. Like, and the gameplay was the thing that got me like wanting it, but then the other, topics we're going to get into is the reason why I'm just like, I just can't do it.
All right, brother. And before we get on to the next person, I just realized something. I did not start the gameplay that you guys in the chat will be able to vote for at the end of the show. So let me switch on over right here. We're starting with, of course, yours truly. The way I do this is, as the gameplay comes in, that's the order in which you see it. So I got my gameplay done first, and you'll see Crispy, you will see K Mega, and you will see Pred. And now, after the show, you can go to my Twitter page, xbot448, and you will be able to vote for who had the best gameplay. And I gotta say, as somebody who has to put this all together for the show, I am very proud of all you guys. Like, if I had a chance to vote, which I don't because it's going to be on my, Twitter page, I don't necessarily know who I would vote for. There was such a wide range of different games and different kind of like experiences. You guys did an absolute killer job on the gameplay this week. Shout out to you guys. On that note, we're going to see, Dark said he was all about The Last of Us 2. So we're going to save him for last. Predator, you are up to bat, bro. What did you think? Did you watch the Last of Us 2 State of Play? And you know how we do this here, man. Give us your thoughts and opinions, the positive things you saw, the negative things you saw. Just wrap it all up in in a nice bow and give it out there to the people in the chat.
You want me to sell it to the people in the chat? So you trying to tell me?
Well, sell your opinion, not the game, man.
Side note, K-Mega is here finally. So you didn't see that already.
What? King of the A button.
I've been here.
He's been here.
I've been here. So
I didn't know if you saw him pop in. So I was letting you know he's here.
Well, I mean, for Pred over here talking about somebody interrupting him, I don't even know why you even brought my name up. I was going to let you talk, and then when it was Otter's turn, I was going to rudely interrupt.
I didn't say anything about anybody interrupting me.
You need
today.
to do yourself a favor and just check out
say thank you.
the killer gameplay that's going on
thank
right
you,
now.
Pred. Thank you, Pred.
Damn.
Thank you, Pred. Thank you. Appreciate it.
About to call you the N-word.
Oh no, dude! I did that thing at the beginning of the show. We can't go like that.
It's being nice.
Nice. That's
you
an
call
N-word.
me the N-word?
I was about to.
No, I'll say bot.
Pred, what are your opinions on the Last of Us 2 State of Play? Yeah.
We about to get down to this motherfucker. Anyway, all right.
I mean, he was making some noises earlier in the chat.
Oh no! Wow.
I heard somebody drinking something too. Look,
guys, we're already off in left field right now. Here we go. Yeah.
So for Last of Us 2, all right, I'll get into that. Get off that other bullshit. So yeah, I watched it, and you know, I was impressed with the game when I saw it initially, and I came out impressed with this game when I saw it the other day. But I mean, I've never been into The Last of Us. I've never played it, so I really can't comment on the changes and stuff like that, other than what I've seen at the E3 showings and stuff like that. So the game looks fun. I'm like you, but I'm not into zombie games. I've never really been into that genre, but it does look like a game I would like to play. I just don't know if I would purchase it right now. There's not that I think it's going to be a bad game. I think it's probably going to be a contender for Game of the Year. It may win it, may not. And it looks like the type of game I would normally play. I just don't know if I would want to get into it. A, I've never played the first one, and B, the whole zombie thing. It looks like an amazing game. I didn't see anything like, we could talk about the graphical downgrades and stuff like that later or something. But from what I saw, even with,
I was gonna say, did you see any downgrades, man? Get into it now.
There were some differences, but it wasn't like huge, it wasn't like, it wasn't like The Division, like, I didn't see that. So I mean, like, it was probably just more changes they decided to make in the game. Plus, when we first saw it initially, it was probably running on a PC. They're not going to show you something that looks bad, and that goes for any company. They're going to show you the best version they have at the time. I don't even know what this was running on. Ran it on the other day. But I mean, I wasn't disappointed with the graphics I saw. Like I said, the game looks fun. The game looks like it would be amazing, and I may or may not pick it up just because I think Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be my last PlayStation game. But
that one is striking more of my attention than The Last of Us 2, bro.
Yeah, and it has me not buying the game and being on the fence about it has nothing to do with the leaks and the other stuff. It's just I got other shit to play, that I got to catch up on. So, and when I want to see what they do with that game going into the next gen. If it's, if they're going to do a remaster, then I will definitely pick it up then. I don't like playing games more than once unless I have to. But it all intent purposes, it's a game I would normally pick up. It's just the timing of it coming out. It's kind of pushing me to kind of wait a little bit because I do want to play the first one too before I get into the second one. So I'll put that game on the back burner. I'm with our host. I mean, our guest here. Like, the animations look cool. I actually, the sound, like when she was like, Ellie was stabbing motherfuckers and shit. You can hear them gargling blood and shit like that. Like that shit was like on point. Because like if you've ever seen someone get stabbed before, like that's what happens. Like they gargle, they that those sort of things kind of happen when you see it in real life. And so the animations are really good. And I don't know if this was something that was in the first game or not. Again, I haven't played it, but like, that the mechanic where you can see your scent trail, I thought that was really fucking cool. I thought that was badass. Like I've never seen that before. So like how the dog can still smell you and stuff, and you can see like get to move and stuff around like that. It kind of had a lot of mechanics of games that I've played that I like Splinter Cell, the sneaking, the hiding, and stuff like that. Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, where you're like, on the fly, you're constructing different aspects of like your weapons and stuff like that. Like, and again, all of that is a shit that your boy is interested in. The shit that I love, in a game. Like I said, it's just the timing of this game with all the consoles coming out here pretty soon. Spending money on that, and I've already decided to pick up Ghost of Tsushima and Cyberpunk. So I'm gonna put my time and effort and money into those two games. But if I have time for a third, it would definitely be Last of Us 2.
Oh damn! So it releasing so close to like new hardware and other games that are coming out is kind of hampering your motivation to pull the trigger on that like day one. Then
because I made the decision to pick one or the other. I knew I was getting Cyberpunk. That was a given. So it was going to be between Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2. And I decided to go with Ghost of Tsushima after their gameplay. Their gameplay reveal the other day. I've seen enough of The Last of Us 2 to know that it's a game I would like. And that's one of the reasons why I played Sekiro. I finished that game because I wanted to get used to that combat style that I hear that you're going to get in Ghost of Tsushima. So I played Sekiro and beat that the last couple of days. And so, and playing that actually made me more interested in playing Ghost of Tsushima just because I know it's going to be a difficult game to play. So,
Dude, you're making Dark Optimus smile right now. You know that,
I know.
right? Okay.
I know. Because we were talking in chat about that game too. So I mean, but as far as The Last of Us 2 goes, I really think it's going to be a good game. I can admit that it looks like an amazing game when I see the combat style, the animations, the story, which I'm sure is going to be really good. They've always done a good job telling stories on that side. So I mean, I can't really give you a negative on it. It looks like a fire ass game. It's just I decided to pick one or the other one, and I picked that one. So, like I said, if I have time, and I get bored, and I was like, you know what, fuck another game. It's gonna be that one.
All right, brother. Well, that's good to know, man. We're still gonna save Dark for last. By the way, we're gonna go in with another family member who was a little bit late. He probably woke up from his elderly nap just a little bit late to join the show. My brother K Mega, what is up, bro? Oh wow, did he go back to sleep? Did he go back to sleep?
I wasn't asleep. I was over there talking to me and Lemon was over there talking about just the situations, the current events that's going on.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah. And I just lost track of time. Yeah, so
I definitely address that. And one thing I did say about that, because people are talking about, you know me, I'm nonviolent, man, and people are talking about peaceful protests, and I just had to bring it up. I was like, yo, it seemed that one of our brothers out there tried to do a peaceful protest at his job, and now he's unemployed. So you can kind of see the frustration that's out there right now in terms of like what's going on. And it's like, well, you can't do anything else but something like this to kind of get people's attention right now. You know what I'm saying?
right, totally get it.
All right, brother. Last of Us Part 2, State of Play. Did you check it out?
No.
What? Why didn't you? Dude, I put it in the DM, man. I said everybody.
I know.
What happened?
I've seen 4 years of it. I already know what's going on. So I just.
Yo, shout out to Z Black Rider. Yo, Mega, you said 4 years of it. Shout out to Z Black Rider. He's like, it better look good after 8 years of development. Man.
I mean, it's been. I mean, the game has been out for. It hasn't. It's been a whole generation for this game to come out. I expect it to be well received by the people who really are anticipating this game. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I just don't give a shit about it. I don't care nothing about this game. I don't like the first one, and I damn sure ain't gonna give two shits about this one. It looks great. Most Sony games look fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I just am not interested. Not at all. This isn't a God of War thing where I was nervous and I really love God of War. This is a game that I have no interest in whatsoever. Ghost of Tsushima is the only thing that I care about for PlayStation right now.
All right, yo, shout out to our brother Rich hitting up that super chat. Thank you for the support of the show and the channel. He said, no offense, Xbot448, but I can't play Halo. I played them all the way up to ODST. Play what you enjoy. I hear the Law and Order bell. I don't think we have a Law and Order bell.
Dun dun.
Yo. But dude, it is what it is, bro. I'm not going to tell you should like something or you should if you have played up to that point. I will say Halo 4's story is absolutely incredible, but if you can't get into that world, if you're not into that universe, man, then that franchise isn't for you, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen trailers, 4 years of trailers. I'm glad that the PlayStation fan base that wants to play this game is excited. They should be. It would be no different if it was for Halo for us or anything like that for us Xbox fans or Halo fans, I should say. But I wish the best for the game. I think it's more for me just The Last of Us fatigue. I just from the leaks to the other topic that we're going to get into and just everything else. I mean, let's just get this game out here. Let the gamers get their hands on it, and let people be excited and let people not be excited. It's just the game for me that I'm just not interested in whatsoever. Not the slightest.
All right, I got you, bro. And I think that's it on the panel. Nobody else wants to chime in anymore on The Last of Us 2. So, Dark. I'm sorry, I almost forgot about you, bro. No, I'm just playing, man. Dark.
I was gonna say you said my name like 5 times. I don't know how you would have forgotten about me, but okay.
I've done it before, brother. I've done it before.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Dark,
It's like Beetlejuice.
I already know you checked out the state of play. I already know you checked out I believe it was about 8 minutes of never before seen gameplay. Dude, I really think, and this is from me knowing that knowledge
it was after the state of play. It was right during the state of play, so yeah, of course I checked out the gameplay.
All right, and I think when it comes to gameplay, this is the most they could have shown because of what I know that other people don't want to know. All right, let me just put it that way. So, what did you think about what you saw from The Last of Us, the new gameplay? We had CaliRex talking about the animations and switching over from interrogation to kind of like physicality and kind of like taking out the character and stuff like that. They did really good on those segments. What did you think about it graphically, gameplay wise? Like, give us the rundown, man.
Game of the year, dude. Game of the fucking year.
Halo ain't come out yet, man. What are you talking about?
No. This Last of Us 2 slander that K-Mega's pulling over here with his, pulling on his heartstrings because he hasn't gotten Halo yet and he hasn't gotten all his other games yet and stuff like that. It's just no.
I think he's trying to go in on you, man. I don't know.
No.
Let him say what he wants to. That's fine.
We got a feisty otter tonight.
Yeah.
We got a feisty otter.
Someone wants to fight.
Just let him. Yeah, I know. He's just somebody who wants to fight tonight. It's not in me. It's not in me. I just gave my opinion and let it go. Go ahead and keep over here enjoying talking about your game, bro.
That's a good way to just beat around the bush about it, right?
He just brushed you off real quick, brother. Is what he did.
But he was just kind of like, okay, whatever. But I think this game is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be really good. I've seen the leaks and stuff like that, but I've been hearing a lot of people saying a lot of those leaks were fake. I've been hearing a lot of things, from the grapevine from people that I work in the industry.
Where did the history of a leak been
that are
fake?
saying
dude, where are you getting your information from?
I mean, they've been saying some stuff. I mean, they've been saying some stuff, but it's not like I don't. That's the thing. I don't believe everything here, from people. So it's like I take it with a grain of salt.
See, I saw something within that
saying that's
gameplay
what
that
I'm
kind of
hearing.
got me to think, oh shit. But keep going. Go ahead.
I mean, whatever you saw, okay? But for me, I think the game is going to be fantastic. I think it's definitely going to be a big contender for Game of the Year. I think
what makes you say Game of the Year, like right off the bat, dude? Like what was that initial hook that would
just the way that they changed the mechanics of how the character moves and things like that, and the facial animations on the characters. Just there's different things that they added. Of course, yeah, a lot of that stuff is added from other games. At the same time, it's never been added to The Last of Us, so it's exciting for a lot of us to be like, oh wow, we're getting this in The Last of Us, or like Fred said, Splinter Cell. There's elements of Splinter Cell in this game, and that's awesome, to see that. And anybody who says it's not a stealth game is completely off their rocker somewhere. It is a stealth game, and it is a survival game. So
it's more stealth than Assassin's Creed. Let's just be honest there.
You're not wrong.
There was more. There was more built up for it. Yeah.
On terms of the latest Assassin's Creeds have been. I mean, of course, I still enjoy those games, and I always will enjoy those games because I'm a kind of a bias towards those games. But
you're a nerd.
I think you know you're I think you're absolutely right about it being more of a stealth game than Assassin's Creed. But I think backgrounds wise, I saw a little bit of downgrade, not too much. I mean, not to the point to where it's gonna upset anybody. I didn't really see much of a downgrade to like facial animations or anything like that. I didn't really see anything like that.
One thing I
But
will
backgrounds,
say,
yes, I saw a little bit.
Dark, when with you saying downgrade, and there was parts like in artificial light and stuff like that where the characters, like with the light shined on your face, there seemed to be a loss of detail. And I was thinking back to what we've seen so far. Anytime we saw artificial light hitting their face before, it was a cutscene. It was cinematic, all that good stuff. And when
you also got to remember, dude. But you got to remember that we're at the end of a generation here. And this game is running on older technology. Like, how old of technology is this? Like 6 or 7 years.
Okay, well,
so yeah, of course it's gonna look not as good as you expected to.
All right, just let me finish this real quick. The gameplay that we did see, a lot of the things that we saw were really in kind of like a natural lighting element. And I feel like graphically, for all the graphic whores out there that only like games that are graphically impressive, the more natural and darker kind of like the lighting is, the better this game looks. When you're creeping through kind of like dark alleys and you're in like a dark kind of broken down, that's where the game looks its absolute best. Now,
it's almost supposed to look that because it's more of a darker tone of a game.
Okay. I will take your word for that. I believe it is a darker tone of a game from, what I've seen. But I'm just talking about in lighting and stuff like that. When you're creeping through the woods and all that good stuff, that's where you're going to see the sucker shine. Especially,
but you're talking about lighting. You're talking about lighting like we have ray tracing right now on our video games. It's not like that yet, dude.
Dude, I'm not saying anything. Are you getting defensive? Because I'm not saying anything bad here.
No, I'm not getting defensive. I'm just saying that how you're speaking about it is as if like the lighting is so bad that you can't see past it.
Yo, rest of the panel, is that what you guys got from what I said right there? Anybody?
All I'm gonna say is I play too much Gears 5, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna put our special guest Callie on here. Yo, did it sound like I was saying like the lighting engine was horrible in this game?
No, it didn't sound like you were saying it was horrible. It's just like it looked better in specific parts. That's what I thought you got.
Thank you. See,
but that's with most of our games this generation, though, bot.
I'm
Why are you being so passive aggressive right now?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, bro. But no, I said the game looks.
You're gonna disagree because you don't like PlayStation games, dude. That's what it is.
Dude, I absolutely. I love God of War 3 remastered. Okay.
Yeah, there was a remaster.
Okay, but I love that game. What platform was it on?
It was on PlayStation only.
PlayStation what? God of War 3 Remastered was on.
That was on PS4, but
there you go, buddy. There you go.
You can't really say it was a remaster because I mean, you look at God of War 3 on PS3, it still looks about the same. So
right, it wasn't really.
Ratchet and Clank looked great, and guess what? It looked.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank
was fantastic,
and it looked really good when the sun was up too. I'm just saying, like it did.
You just have to.
I'm not saying it looked bad, motherfucker. Yo, pick your battles, sir. Pick your battles, man.
But I'm just fucking with you. That's the thing.
Hey, Dark. Can you fuck with me a little bit more and read that super chat for us, bro?
Yeah, thank you. This one's from Platinog 1.
Yep.
Thank you that you represent Xbox on Crossfire. By the way, hit the like button. All right. Oh, thank you. I guess thank you for. He's talking about you, bot.
Yeah, no, I got you, bro. Yo, and real quick, just one thing with Crossfire. Yo, guys, I love all the DMs and everything like that, but when it came down to it, all right, when it comes to Crossfire, I'm not going to sit there and yell at people and stuff like that. I feel like when I've made my point and I put common sense out there, I sit back. So there was,
and it becomes redundant when you keep going.
yeah,
right?
I'm not going to, like, I don't look at life like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to go out there with the microphone and just completely repeat everything that you're constantly saying and how much that person in the corner is trash and all that. Like, no. I just state what I know to be true. I put the common sense out there, and then I let everybody else that decides they're going to yell at me on the panel show their bias. All right, that's what I do, and then I win.
Right, exactly. And I'm gonna address the shout out to X Hawk in the chat. He said, "Last of Us 2 story, will it be great too?" Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question because I mean, even if that is the question, if the story is crap, even if the story is crap, I mean, people will still enjoy that gameplay probably, hopefully, you would think. But that's the thing. I mean, if it doesn't have a great story, which The Last of Us 1 had a great story, that's what really drove a lot of people to continue to play the game. Yeah, that might ruin a lot of people's weekends, and especially that weekend because that's Father's Day weekend. So it's gonna ruin some people's weekends if the story's not any good.
Yeah.
But I think overall the game is gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be good, but I still have to say, and I know a lot of people will be upset with me on this, but I'm still more excited for Ghost of Tsushima. I am. I really am.
It makes sense to me, bro.
Yeah, right.
It
makes complete sense because I mean, the game just looks so good. Like that game looks like it should be on a PS5. Honestly, that game looks like it should have, which sounds like it might.
The first gameplay that they showed, where at the end there was a duel between the guy and the girl, and you got all the leaves and stuff kicking up and stuff like that. That looked like it should be on PS5. The latest thing that we saw, I can completely accept on PS4. Let's be real, because when it comes down to it, Sony's first party developers have definitely worked miracles when it came to graphics. In the first party games for PS4 this generation, like I don't think anybody can.
But
say
they've
any
had
different.
to downgrade certain things, right, to get to that point, right? I mean, they had to sacrifice resolution. They had to sacrifice, frames per second, things like that.
So that's FPS. I got you, bro.
When we're talking about downgrades, that's what we're talking about, people. So and sometimes we're talking about it graphically too. So
yeah,
and a lot of times it's not in front of your face. A lot of times it's in the background where you see downgrades for certain things.
Yo, shout out to Rich one more time, hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. He said, "Can you smell what Xbot is cooking?" Thank you, brother. But yeah, guys, on that note, you're excited for the game. Like I said, graphically, it looks good. For me, it's just not really kind of like my cup of tea. But then again, I also don't like, Assassin's Creed, which is, it has a completely different story, but they're similarly kind of like structured, stuff like that. It's not a game for me. I really can't stand kind of like the look of the clickers and that zombie thing. I can't, me personally, I can't get scared for fungus with 2 arms and 2 legs running at you. That's just me. It doesn't.
Yeah, but that's based off of real fungus, right?
Yeah, which I'm not scared of that either. So you see what I'm saying? I see where they went with that, how they pulled that for inspiration. And I don't have like a give or a take when it comes to that whole thing. I just, me personally, I'm not scared by something like that. And then they got the new kind of like that new pustule type creature that looked like it had a fat suit on, and then kind of like latex pustules over that. I didn't really get into that too much. But again, I think
that was a new enemy. But
that was one of them
for me. I mean, I think I'm the only one in this panel who has played The Last of Us, the first one, right? Like, that's played it all the way through.
Well, Callie's playing it right now. I'm glad you said playing it all the way through. Anybody else on the panel play through and beat The Last of Us Part 1? Crickets. You're right. You are the only one, sir.
So, I mean,
Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
That's why I want to move on. Thank you.
Did we move
Have
him?
a good day.
Did we lose? Did we lose, Dark?
oh yeah,
Yeah, you're breaking up, brother. You were breaking up,
you
which
guys lost me
means
for a
it
second,
is
sorry.
time. It is time to go into a topic that I am super, absolutely pissed over, yo. It seems that Electronic Arts and the NFL have agreed to retain the rights to NFL simulation type games to EA and Madden until 2026. 2025, 2026 if they hit revenue markers, in the years in between. So, guys, I am really upset about this. I know there's some people out there that don't like to talk about sports, but there is one thing when it comes to sports that have been on my wish list for NFL to truly understand that they can make more money if they expand the license to somebody, another development studio, another publisher, say 2K, and they have Madden and 2K out there kind of like duking it out. And when it comes to that, the NFL is they're the ones raking in the money from that competition right there. But for some rhyme or reason, the NFL does not see it that way, and I just don't understand why. I'm a little mad about this. Let's go to K Mega here first. Like K Mega, I know you get into Madden games, all that good stuff. What do you think about this agreement here? Do you think this is something that should have happened? Do you think the NFL should have realized they could make more money and make it better for the gamers if there was actual NFL simulation competition out there and not just a Madden every year? What is your take on this, bro?
It's money. I mean, the NFL don't care about the gamers per se in the sense.
But they would make more, man.
I don't know who's to say though. I mean, listen, I totally agree that there should be more competition because Madden was at its best when it had competition. This last Madden was not bad whatsoever, but I mean, it's still the fact of buying your exclusive rights is the thing that bothers me and you as well. And the only reason why Madden probably wouldn't be in the same, well, I wouldn't say it would be in the, well, I don't know, it could possibly be in the same realm as NBA Live if 2K was still making NFL 2K. The only thing that it is, there was always going to be Madden fans, and just like there's going to always be NBA Live fans, but they both kept pushing each other until one just completely went away, which was Live, and then tried to come back and reinvent itself, and it hasn't caught that traction yet. But Madden at that time when 2K was out there, that next Madden that came out that following year was probably one of the best Maddens of all time. It just, of course, could man sustain that. And then when they bought the license, they completely shit the bed by letting the whole 360 PlayStation 3 was a GameCube era was absolutely gross for Madden. I almost was done playing Madden. I was like, man, this is it's a shell of itself. So this generation Madden has gotten increasingly better.
As compared to what though?
As compared to the
other Maddens, man.
To the previous generation, which Madden was almost non-existent. The one thing that I think is happening with these negotiations is that either 2K themselves just don't want to match it because they know how much that they're pulling in for NBA 2K, and they might be trying to work a deal with the NBA to try to kind of have everything locked down, or it's just the fact that the money is just too lucrative for the NFL to pass on, and it's the face of football of American football, and I it's not right, but money talks, bullshit walks. That's just what it is.
I don't understand how it could be more lucrative unless Electronic Arts is just also just paying them shitloads of money to keep.
Oh,
it
they're
that
paying
way,
them. They're paying. I mean, look, NFL is not going to allow them to get a couple of scraps and say, "Oh, okay, we're good." NFL is the biggest sport in the United States, so you know what I'm saying, the money that it draws is just absolutely crazy. I mean, it's not even funny. So it's a whole thing where now, like, maybe that EA knows that if they got this deal, maybe EA offered you know, something which I'm hoping that they do, where they could bring back the NCAA franchise. There's been a lot of rumors from that, came from one of the commentaries for Game Day, Kurt Herbstreit, who was bringing that. There's a lot of players that's been advocating for the NCAA to come back. So if they had this competition, and let's say that 2K could do it. 2K could have the NFL licensed players on there, and then they made their version of a college football game, then it would separate the monies. I mean, the NFL would still make money, but the pie would still be split. With this, it all stays in one space, and everybody who loves football, they're going to buy Madden, regardless if they bitch about it or not. And hopefully, the one thing that we can get out of it is better game is a better game, a better product, and also getting the NCAA to come back.
Dude, I feel like, you know, I look at Madden a little differently than you do, and this is from me being like a 2K fan. I still think the last
2K was amazing.
The last NFL 2K, even to this day, what they were doing, you know, putting in the first person football, stuff like that. Can you imagine where they would be right now? I think that they, you know, when it comes down to it, if they were able to make NFL 2K, I think even K-Mega would be like Madden who at that point in time. And when it comes to money, I can kind of see the NFL, because if it's Madden who, because Madden is absolutely laced with microtransactions that, you know, the NFL gets a kick off of that. You know what I'm saying?
But NBA 2K is the same way now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the competition is good. I hope that NBA Live will come back at the start of this generation, of this next generation, really hard, really heavy, and just pull out all the stops to get 2K to start paying attention to every mode that they have within the game, and not just focus on the microtransaction aspect of it, because that's exactly where both Madden and NBA 2K is doing, because they both are the dominant basketball and football sport. So it's not just EA on this one; it's 2K as well.
Well, when it comes down to it, though, let's be honest here. EA, well, they just buy up the rights, so there's no competition. At least on the NBA side of things, if EA ever came out with a decent NBA Live, like, there would be competition there, and it can hold them to a different standard on, oh, okay, well, we got to lessen that microtransaction stuff, and we have to get back into what made that game, like, great again. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, the game, listen, but I mean, I played man, just a week and a half ago, just played about 9 games in a row. I was even streaming it. So the game is fun. There's issues? Yeah, but it's not like Madden hasn't tried. And when I've talked to the lady out there at E3 last year, I brought those things to her attention, and she says, no, we're really paying attention to everything. And of course, they were up for contract, so this man had to be legit. But we'll see how they start off with this generation. If this generation, where they go back to what they did with the 360 PlayStation 3 era with Madden, then I think that we'll start seeing more rumblings, because you also said within at the beginning of talking about this topic, you said that they had to meet obligations. Revenue obligations.
It was just money. Just money.
Yeah. Well, if they don't hit that money, then obviously, you know, the NFL could go to the next bidder, and I guarantee the next bidder will be 2K. NFL is pretty much the
biggest sport in the United States. Even if the game is absolute shit, there's going to be millions of people who buy it. Let's be real. There's no competition.
I get no. There is competition. If they don't meet their revenue, I guarantee the NFL is going to play hardball, and then there'll be 2K or somebody else that's waiting in the wings to make another football game.
Oh man, yo, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit, yo. Yo, Predator, what do you think about this, man? I don't even know if you get into sports games. I know you get into sports in real life, but what do you think about this signing right here?
LA Rams for the win, baby.
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Oh no.
Let's go, Cowboys.
Yo, like, are you as disappointed as I am? Like, I was like, man, there's a chance here we could get back some competition that can put Madden back in. It's kind of like, oh man, we better step it up here. We need to step it up here. But no, instead they're like, you know what, we're just gonna flat out buy the entire rights again. Nobody else can make an NFL simulation. What do you think about this, bro? Pred?
Okay. Hey, I have my shit muted. Sorry. So I think the NFL is doing a double-headed thing here. So EA can make simulation games, right? But 2K actually signed something, I think, in March to do, non-simulation. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, like arcade games and shit like that.
Yeah.
Mobile games.
I mean, and if you have the license on both, who's getting the profits from that? The NFL is, right? If they're using the namesake of the franchises and the characters and stuff like that, the players of the games, they're getting NFL 2K involved in it in a small, scale, and they're also getting EA Sports involved in it on their same scale they had before. So they're getting the NFL. You say it's a money thing. The NFL is getting the best of both worlds because they're getting that license to both people. You're not having them compete against each other, but you're still getting money from both of them. So NFL is the one leading out on this, to be honest with you. Most people are going to love Madden regardless. There's people who just buy it every year. I buy it like every 2, maybe 3 years with EA access, whatever. You can get it now for free if you have that subscription. So sometimes I'll buy that for like a month just to play Madden. I'm not huge online with that anymore. So here's something else you have to think about. 2K hasn't made an NFL game. How long?
Oh, absolutely.
Been 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like those people that made that game are probably gone. Right? They'd have to start basically from scratch to make that game. And imagine if they gave that license to 2K and that game was just garbage. Just coming out the bat, like, the time it would take for them to transition from EA to 2K. How many years would they miss of an EA game? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they.
Well, no, I was saying expand the let EA still do Madden, but get somebody else in so this way there's competition that will fuel them kind of like keeping in check for the gamer out there.
I think
why is Dark?
Why you cut me off?
I'm sorry. I just read Dark Optimus over here talking shit about my gameplay because somebody said this game looked good. Why? Damn! Come on, man. What's going on, Dark? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fred.
Someone chatted my cereal this morning, man.
I mean, it is a $13 game on Xbox Live right now. So.
Disrespectful. This game is hot.
How's the online multiplayer, K-Mega?
Oh, it's all right.
It doesn't have any.
I love these like
the dev that's there's only one person that's working on this game. He says when he gets the resources, he will add it on there. So trust me.
You can't say it's all right then because it's non-existent, brother.
It's okay. This game is fire, though. This game is fire.
But go ahead, Pred. K-Mega got to interrupt you, man.
I know. He was just talking about this on the show a while ago, and now Dark is doing it. Dark, shut the fuck up.
But like, what were you saying on my point? What were you saying on my point where I'm like, you let EA do Madden, but you put it out there for another developer as well in terms of creating that competition that kind of keeps them in check for the gamers out there, man.
Well, this is a start, right? Like they're giving 2K a chance to create a product. And if it works and they see that they have the capability to do it, then maybe going forward, they will give that license to both. But like 2K hasn't made a game in God knows how long, an NFL game. This gives them the opportunity to use those likenesses, the characters, start something on that aspect of it, maybe non-simulation wise, and then maybe in 2026, whatever it is, present something to them, because we don't know. Like, we don't know if there's any talks at all between them and 2K. Maybe they wanted too much money. Maybe, I mean, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes before.
Totally different thought process.
You wait your fucking turn.
Yes, there we go. Perfect. See, I had to get it.
So we don't know. I mean, what was going on behind the scenes between that contract negotiation with EA and maybe anything going on with 2K, because obviously they talked to 2K because they're making a game for them, right? So like there were some conversations going on at that point. So and maybe this is what came out of it. Like, they compromised on saying, hey, okay, we can't do what you want, you can't do what we want, why don't we do this instead? And maybe that's what the outcome of this non-simulation game is. And maybe the NFL is just happy with the product that EA is giving them. And I hate to see that there's no competition there.
Oh, they're definitely happy with all like the microtransactions, the my team stuff like that.
But we don't know if that's not going to come. We don't know if that's not going to come in this arcade mode that 2K is doing either. So we don't know that. But I will say this: I do miss that competition that was going on, like K Mega was saying, between them in the past. Mm-hmm. Like, keep in mind, we've had a lot of NFL games over our gaming history. I loved NFL Fever. I love that game.
Fever was dope.
When it came out on Xbox, man, I loved that game. That was actually my favorite. I liked that more than Madden. And then I think 2K did one where they had like you were actually inside the helmet when you're the quarterback.
Yeah, first person. Well, that was an option. I think it was for the last one that they made. It was first person football, yo. That was great, man.
They did it on both on the previous NFL 2K, and then they did it because a lot of people didn't buy the old 2K football games, so that's why they threw a slick attack on EA by making NFL 2K5 $20.
No, it was. I thought it was $30, I believe.
No,
it wasn't expensive. It wasn't like $60.
Dude, I remember. Yo, that was a monumental move.
Yeah,
like that shifted the ground when that was announced.
And that's when EA is like, we need to fucking lock this shit down.
Yo, for real.
Right? And so, but like we had that with NFL Fever. Even like games like NFL Street. Like, if you didn't really want to be like because when I played Madden back in the day, like, it was simple. Like, you get your play. Like, there was none of this having to block and shift coverages and all sorts of shit. And then when you stop playing for like a year, maybe 2 years, I stopped playing for like that long. I couldn't even play that game the way I used to because so much had changed, because you had to do so much stuff, pre-snap stuff, and it almost got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore, because it wasn't about just playing the game and enjoying yourself. Like, you literally had to beat people, like, to enjoy it. Like, you had to whoop someone's ass in the game, and people got so good at it. It made it, for people like myself who were just kind of like intermediate players, it made it hard to play. And like, I mean, it wasn't fun anymore. And so games like NFL Street, which were just more arcadey, kind of I gravitated to those because they were more fun to me, because it wasn't like the learning curve wasn't nearly what it was. Imagine like picking up Madden now for the first time as a 22-year-old male, and not know, even though you may understand football, you don't understand all the aspects of that.
Yeah,
game.
Not the ins and outs of the plays and stuff like that. Oh my goodness,
and so like for a young person trying to get into Madden right now who's never really played it before, like, and you're playing against someone who's a vet, you're not gonna have fun. You're gonna get blown out. And most of the guys I know, they play on like the hardest mode, so like they're trying to destroy you when they play you. They're not trying to teach you how to play the game. They're trying to beat your ass. So like, you put that in with someone who's never played before, and you think they're gonna buy the next Madden, and when their experience is garbage, other than playing like typically me, I play like a season or two, and then I might play a little bit of online, but I really don't play that much online anymore. I just play the seasons now because every time I get online with people, they just destroy me because they know so much more about the game. So a game like an arcade mode style game, tailors more to me. If I can still do what I want to do in the game, just play it for fun. And I'm not trying to play it for money or play it for bragging rights. I'm just out there trying to have a good time. And it's really hard to do that in Madden now because people are so fucking good at it now who've been playing it for years. So.
All right. I got you, bro. I got you. Even when it comes to NBA, I don't play a lot of the online. I do play a lot of the My Player. The stuff I like online is when you and 4 of your friends kind of like you go to the gym and you play against like 5 other people. You know, do a 5-on-5 that way. I like that because there's a lot of like there's like a lot of team gameplay in that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes out to like competitive, you control an entire team against another person that controls an entire team. Like to me, it's almost too generic. I like having the 5-on-5 with the 10 players and stuff like that. But and before we get to our special guest real quick, I need to shout out Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat, and he said 2K makes our golf game. That is right. They are the publisher, and HB Studios are the developers, and I cannot wait for the new golf game to come out in a couple months.
Just wait till next year with the baseball games. Once the show gets out there, it's going to be a ton. I think EA is going to get back into the fold. I think there's going to be a lot of baseball games.
Well, that's why EA locked down football now. So this way, when people start, when it's still made by one like studio, though, you know what I'm saying? There's not really MLB competition out there. The MLB is made by one studio, and I don't know how long that contract is either. So I think they just signed a new one because Major League Baseball themselves said we want this on multiple consoles, and they're like, we still want that money, so okay, we'll do that, no problem. Yo, Callie, I'm not sure how much of a football fan you are or aren't, but what do you think about EA locking down Madden in terms of the only football simulation people will be able to get until at least 2025, if they hit the revenues, 2026? How do you feel about that, man? Does this pull a heartstring to you at all, or could you care less?
I just want to say, first of all, I don't really care about American football. I mean, I prefer the real football, soccer.
That is the real football. You are right.
But honestly, I just hate when there's lack of competition, because then it leads to just, of course, these microtransaction filled games like NFL and, of course, the 2K NBA games, which I feel like if there was more competition, it would lead to these games actually becoming better than just like each game coming out with hardly any improvements whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there should be more competition for NFL, and the fact that EA just outright buys the NFL rights is just scummy to me, because then that's EA is practically the only product you could buy. And I'm no big fan of EA. Just their microtransactions are just like in your face. Like,
well, yeah, and to be honest with you, 2K, they do microtransaction the shit out of NBA 2K as well. But the thing is, at least with that, there's no exclusive rights to the NBA. If other developers want to go in and make a basketball simulation game and try to rival 2K and offer something better, they have the ability to.
Exactly, and I feel like that's what needs to happen with the NFL games. If not, just like offer them, just give the option to other companies to at least try it out. I mean, what's the harm in it?
No, when it's all said and done, I agree with you, but obviously for some rhyme or reason, the NFL thinks differently right now. I do like what Predator said, how, even though EA does have the rights to the simulation aspect, how it seems like the NFL might be opening the door to a publisher like 2K to create something to show that they can make, a licensed product for the NFL that they might expand on, but in 2027 or so. But he did put some positivity on that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I disagree on that. That's just me, but I'm not really a person that plays the NFL games, so I'm not really bothered by this. But I truly don't understand, like, you, because like you're a big NFL person, of course. So it's probably just shitty to the fans that there won't be any competition, like anytime soon, at least.
you know, Callie, I appreciate that, even though you're not the biggest fan of that sport. And to be really honest, my absolute favorite sport is basketball. So, like, I hold that above, like, all other sports. But, you know, to recognize that it's shitty for somebody like me, I definitely appreciate that, man.
Listen, I should win gameplay alone because I'm in a dog suit shooting strippers or whores, and there's a queen whore that's coming after me with a big doll. Listen, I gotta have to win.
No, dude,
we're not trying to play.
When it came down to it, I was a shark in my gameplay, eating people off the beach. I was also, I jumped from a helicopter onto a penthouse, onto a penthouse.
No matter what you say,
and took it over.
No matter what you two say,
Y'all didn't want. Man, look at that.
What
Look at
about
that.
me? Come on, guys. What the hell?
Well, Crispy,
I'm
what
gonna
about
Crispy.
you, man? I was gonna get
Look,
you.
this big chick gonna slap the shit out of me. Bow! I'm like, oh
My
Lord
vote for
Jesus!
Crispy.
Oh, golly.
Oh my God,
Dude, I give you the feels, man. Come on.
Yo, Crispy, what do you think about this deal between the NFL and EA? Is it bullshit to you? Why or why not, man?
Oh, it's bullshit. I want to see competition. The problem is that, I feel like 2K was in talks with the NFL to kind of, let them do their own thing because the NFL has the license. They have everything. And the problem is, as 2K probably sat there for a second and said, EA, this big-ass company, can't compete with us with, basketball. So why in God's name would we try to compete them with football right now? Even though, I played the last iteration before the recent one, and I thought it was better than the most recent one, just from what I saw, what people were saying that play Madden all the time. So, I highly enjoy that, my quarterback's on the cover and he broke the Madden curse, but I still didn't buy it. I'm just saying, So
this should be the win for me right here. Right here.
Oh,
show some PlayStation love.
Stop living in the past, bro. That's all I gotta
What
say.
you talking? Oh, come on. This is the
That's the only reason why he puts this stuff in here, man. Like
what are you talking about?
He tries to pull at the heartstrings of the retro gamer out there.
Man, look
Is that an HDR and 10K? What is
that don't have no HDR. You know what I'm saying? But
No,
you know what?
no,
It's up-res a little bit. Look at that, man. Come on, Gaia. Come
Why is
on.
he beating people with
this
bullet
is like-
stars?
Battle
like-
Arena Toshin.
It's like basketball video games. At some point, 2K took the throne.
Show
and-
PlayStation with love, baby.
Yo, shout out to my brother Sean Murray. First off, he is one of my new friends on Twitter. We were talking in a DM. The dude is incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to tech and stuff like that within the console industry. And he hit up the super chat. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel and the show. He says, just want to shout out to everyone for a great podcast. Loving the back and forth. That is right, bro. We don't have to yell at each other to be entertaining. That's all I'm going to say.
Who's yelling? It's you.
I know.
But in general, like, the problem that we have is that EA is a juggernaut because of FIFA. I'm telling you right now, FIFA is the game that they care about the most.
Callie's ears just perked up, by the way, because you talked real football there.
I'm just saying, like that is across the board. The thing is 2K going to go into a realm where they're selling just as much in the US as they are overseas with basketball. Why mess with that? And especially after the debacle with the WWE franchise and screwing that game, the whole hell of a fucked up game that was. Okay? And that's what I go and say is stick with what you're good at. They're not a huge company like EA. EA always FIFA, I never hear any complaints about. I've heard enough complaints about Madden. I think they're going to fix it because that's another one of their bread and butter franchises. Okay? And they clearly impressed somebody at the NFL. Maybe it's Roger Goodell or whoever the hell it is. And Roger Goodell, the NFL was in a league year this year. They were, outsourcing whatever they're going to do, whatever they're going to, price people at and this and that. So clearly EA hit the nail on the head and said, okay, we're going to give you this amount of money to keep this franchise. We don't know how much money they're making off of NFL. You have to realize that, like, we have no clue. Like, they're going to say whatever the hell they want to say. But in the end, like, I saw assets from the previous Maddens in, the most recent.
Ooh.
And I said, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to do it. Because
reusing assets. No.
Well, I mean, you got to at some point say, okay, let's change the game a little bit more than we're used to. But when you have stadiums that say, okay, it's 19 or 18, like I've seen this, and it's like, you didn't put enough effort into the game. Why should I buy it? And you're going to tell me that in Madden 19, Madden 20, whoever, that I'm not going to play as good as Pat Mahomes as they already know. Like, I'm just going to play as the Chiefs the whole time. And then you can come run with me. And that's the way we go. Like, I could throw freaking 60-yard bombs down the field. And that's how I roll. But
that's how I throw football in real life, by the way. 60-yard bombs all day.
Okay. We'll give you a golf clap. There you go. but in all seriousness, like, 2K is probably the only one that could make an NFL game on par with EA. And the problem is that they look at it and say, well, EA tried to make NBA Live against us, and what happened? And they keep skipping years upon years and keep trying to push it in there and say, yes, take it, baby, take it. And people are like, nope, I love 2K. Like you do, Bot, right? You love 2K.
I do, but I'm hoping for a good NBA kind of like game to come out as well and challenge them to kind of straighten things out with their virtual currency and stuff like that. The evolution of the players.
Live is coming back.
I don't like what they did with the kind of like picking your specialty type player.
We've heard that before, K-Mag. We've heard that Live's coming back, and they have, and then they've just fucking tanked. And it's like,
no, they
I was a Live player. I used to love NBA Live.
Yeah, no,
a lot more, dude.
I mean, I've always been an NBA 2K basketball player more than Live, but what's the thing now is that it's that it's right. You need the competition. But Live needed time to develop a proper baskall game to
skills.
Get on to
they needed time to develop skills.
Because EA's Park was not Park, but what is that? My Team. My Team was 10 times better.
Yo, shut up, Daz. You crazy, bro.
He's got his fingers. He's like magically. Let's have it in my face. Let me hear the voices that are in my head.
Crispy, just to let you know, man, we got to wind this up. I'm gonna ask Dark if he wants to be a part of this conversation or if he wants to move on as well, because we still have the unveiling of the PlayStation 5 next week to talk about, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's get off of EA real quick. Unfortunately, NFL won't. And any last words on this before I ask Dark if he wants any part of this conversation?
No, you're good.
All right, bro. Yo, Dark, do you want any part of Madden, or do you want to move on to the next thing? Dark.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Good.
I can say is that I feel about this game, K-Mega feels about The Last of Us 2.
So you don't even want to talk about it then.
Well,
Got you, bro.
I don't care. I don't care. It's fucking football. Who gives a shit?
Millions of people around the world give a shit. Okay?
Go watch actual games.
You're
Why are you playing it on your console? Why are you spending a lot of money on a console and then you're gonna play fucking sports games on it? I don't understand it.
And
I don't play sports games.
And a lot of people don't understand your taste in games either, but yet you are hating on a certain number of people in the community. Thank you very much. Case closed. You are guilty.
I don't care. I don't care if I'm guilty.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move.
I'll say this. I'll say
No.
I like golf and I like baseball.
He likes
That's
golf, but
about
he
it.
never plays
He
with me and
likes
Sir
those
X-Man
slow
in
games.
the golf.
That's because I don't like that PGA golf club game. I didn't like it when I played it, so that's the only reason why I won't play that one.
He didn't win. That was the problem.
He likes putt golf, little mini golf with friends. You know what I'm saying? That's where he goes.
No,
Plays
I'm
disc
excited for
golf.
2K. I'm excited for 2K21. I'm definitely excited for that. I think that will be good.
Well, okay, I will add you to the group.
And I think the show will be better when it goes to Xbox because it'll have more of a range of people to play it. So I think it will definitely be a better game.
That's another topic for another time. But brother, I'm gonna start with you on this one. Next week, it is officially announced that Sony will have its big PlayStation 5 event, but just to let people know, it is the first of a series of events that they are going to have, going into the next couple months or whatnot. I know a lot of people are excited. I know we're excited because when it comes down to it, Sony, they had the Cerny thing, they had the logo, and they had the DualSense controller, but we're like, what's going on with everything else? And, where are the games? They announced Godfall and Quantum Error, but really small bits of those games in those announcements. Dark, I'm going to start with you here. Like, how hyped are you for next week's beginning of their live events? It's not going to be the live event. What do you think they're going to show? And the reason why I'm going to you first, because you sent something in the DM that showed like 38 games and all that good stuff. I got to ask you if that was a part of
PlayStation Magazine.
Is that already out, or is that's like
PlayStation Magazine issue?
Oh man, you're unfortunately you're breaking up.
Issue. That's July's issue.
Unfortunately, you're botting, brother. Dude,
Okay, let me back out.
All right, and let us know when you come back in, okay, bro?
He was saying that was July's issue of PlayStation Magazine.
That was the last issue or an upcoming issue?
I think it's July, so that would be.
July. That's upcoming. Right. So, when it comes down to it, you got so many people talking so many things, and seeing the words from Jim Ryan and how he's talking about publishers and developers from all around the globe, big and small, new and old. Like, to me, it sounds like almost like what the Inside Xbox show was trying to tout, a few weeks back or whatnot. Pred, I'm going to go to you real quick on this since, Dark had to jump out and then come back in. Dude, what is your hype level for this PS5 event, and what do you think they're going to show? And then we'll get into kind of like what other people are expecting and if we think it's going to be on that level. So how hyped are you for this event, and what do you think they are going to put in front of us next week for this show for, about an hour, man?
Yeah, it's an hour show. Real talk, what I want to see is the console, and I want to see what their launch lineup games are going to look like, if this is the stage for them to do that. But if you're saying they're still going to do a kind of like a staggered release of information,
like a series of shows,
man. Yeah, then I don't think that's what this is going to be. I mean, like, for me, I think the main thing coming out of this will be the console. Like, at some point they have to start matching what Microsoft is giving them. Like we've seen a console, we've seen a controller, we've seen ports, we've seen all stuff. So like catch up to that aspect of it, and I think we'll have some more answers at that point of what the just going forward, the differences between the two consoles as far as appearance goes, and maybe a couple of games. If they're going to do a staggered conversation like you're saying, I don't know if they're going to put a lot of gameplay, a lot of games out right now. But at the bare minimum, show us the console on this one, and maybe 1 or 2 games going forward on the console, running on the console. But we don't really know. I think this is like if I was a PlayStation, like hardcore PlayStation fan, the fact that I don't know what they've got coming. This is how I felt last year with Microsoft, and they let us down. Like we knew they had stuff in the pipeline, but they never showed any of it. I think Sony isn't like that. They will show stuff if they have it to show. Over this short time period, they're gonna show things in the staggered release, whatever. But I think at some point they're gonna have to show games too. So
I think
this first.
Yeah, anybody else on the panel, just chime in on this because I'm talking to Pred here, but didn't Jim Ryan say it's time to show games that will run on the PS5? So
yes, he said that.
So
So
I
I'm
would
almost
expect
afraid
games.
of that statement. Yeah, I'm almost afraid of that statement that they're not going to show the console. And I think I've heard a couple who said in the past too, like because of that statement, I want to see the console. Like I know the games are going to come. I know they're going to look good when they get here. And most of the stuff that we're going to see between now and let's say November time period are all going to be multi-plats with the exception of their exclusive lineup. I want to know what their exclusive lineup is too. Those are the 2 biggest important factors for me. The console, what it looks like, what the games look like on it, and what their exclusive lineup is going to be for the launch. Because I don't want them
launch.
For the launch, because like seriously, like are you willing to say, okay, 4 years down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years?
Well, if you think about what they've done in the past, like they when they with the PS4, I don't remember their launch lineup. I know they had a couple of games, and a lot of the stuff that they showed us ended up getting delayed or pushed back a couple of years or several months or whatever. So I don't want that smoke and mirrors again. If you're gonna show us those games and make it seem like you're coming at launch, they need to actually come at launch. Don't push them back for another 2 years. And again, I don't remember what their launch lineup was, but I know they have a history of delaying games. Whether it's a month or 4, they've done that with every exclusive they've had so far this generation. They've delayed it to some degree, and I'm not saying that Microsoft hasn't done that either, but it's been more prevalent for Sony because they show games super early, and sometimes they put a date to it, and then and so like when you see something that's supposed to be coming out in March of 2021, and then next time you see it, they're saying, oh yeah, it's not coming out until 2023 now. Like that's a big issue for me because they're selling the console to some people in their mind. They're looking at that console and they're looking at those games and thinking those games are going to be available really soon, and they're not.
They did that this generation as well.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
That's just this generation. So like for me, looking at their launch lineup and what's actually coming out is really important to me because they just dropped. They will have by the time it comes out, Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us 2. And what's coming down the pipeline after that, we have no fucking idea. Like we know we've heard rumors and stuff like that of God of War coming out, Horizon Zero Dawn coming out, but do you really think those games are coming in the next 2 years?
Well, see, and that's the thing right there. Well, first off, I want to shout out Sean Murray in the chat real quick because he said, when I said about this is the beginning of a series of shows, he's like, you mean like Xbox 2020? They're doing something every month? And I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about it like that. But yeah, exactly like Xbox 2020. Isn't that funny, yo? One thing I found out about Sony in terms of their marketing and kind of putting things out there is they are very reactive. They're not proactive. They don't put it out there first. They're not the first to get out there and do and say and all that good stuff. They look at and see what other people are doing, and then they react off of that, which is, it can be kind of annoying in that sense. And I do want to give a shout out to the YouTube channel Spawnwave, my brother over there on Spawnwave, because he feels like a Ratchet and Clank will be a launch title. He broke it down and made some sense when it came down to it. but in terms of like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm not too sure about that. Shout out to Sovereign Cogito hitting up that super chat. He said, rumors suggest that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is graphically spectacular. I think they will save some of their graphically spectacular games to counter Xbox's July event. And guys, I think this is what we're caught up in right now. We're caught up in a cat and mouse game between Sony and Microsoft. I think with Microsoft, they're waiting for Sony to spit out prices. All right, I think that's what they're waiting for. And when it comes to Sony, I think Sony is just trying to be as reactive as possible. They let Xbox go first. They look at what everybody says about that show, and anything that people are saying bad about that show, Sony's like, you know what? We're not going to do that with our show. So this way we come out smelling prettier than ever. That's what I think's going on right now, man. But huge shout out to you, Sovereign. Huge shout out to Sean Murray. Pred, what do you think about this whole cat and mouse situation, bro?
This is like a perfect storm of events for this kind of stuff to happen. Because normally we would have E3 right now, and we'd have everything in front of us, right?
They'd be forced to put something out, yeah.
And so now, because of everything going on, they can sit back and say, okay, well, we'll just wait until you do something. And if you don't want to do something, well, it's like they're playing poker, and they're just like waiting for that river card to come out and someone to, like, to drop that double down and play all their fucking cards and like just push all in. So that sucks for us, but we don't know how much we need to save for these consoles. We don't know what games are coming out, but I think a lot of those answers that come here in the next month or two, as far as that goes. So because I think that July is about the deadline, because like they got to start. One of the things I when I do research and start digging for stuff, like you start looking at, they have to submit something to the FCC for the wireless card, right? That's a big step right there. That takes a while. That's what caused some delays this gen, with Xbox, like getting that FCC ID for their wireless card that's in the system. So like you start seeing that kind of stuff drop, then that means you'll start seeing specs for consoles. You'll start seeing, diagrams and stuff like that, because they have to submit all that stuff to the FCC as well. So we're getting close. Like that stuff takes time. So I think they're going to start pushing that shit out. I think July, after the Microsoft event, by then everybody will have all their cards on the table. Because August hits, we usually start that, I say, the early holiday push in August for things like you might get a new exclusive in August. For Sony's already dropping theirs, but like for Xbox, typically if it wasn't the turn of a new generation, you would start getting gameplay of new games in August that are coming out right around November time frame. So I think July, is going to be the mark right there. End of July, first week or so, or August, we'll start seeing more information about these games. We don't want to wait that long, but because of everything happening right now, I think they are okay with just letting things kind of fester for a little bit until one company or another company just says fuck it.
Pred, when it comes down to it, and I'm going to get other people into the conversation as well, but when it comes down to it, I think the key point you made there is the fact that there is no E3. And E3 would force these guys to come out. And, when it came down to it, Microsoft kind of had that first window. That was their window. That's the one that they paid for, and they usually came out first. And, of course, Sony came out later on that night, or it actually went to the next day in the most recent E3s. But they were still being kind of like reactive on that. But now with no E3, we're left to them and their whims. Now, I will say, and like I said, I'm getting the rest of the panel members involved here. I will say one of the reasonings that's going around on why they're doing this show now is the fact that they are in mass production when it comes to the PS5. And before somebody on the production line takes a picture and leaks out the information into social media and stuff like that is why they're doing the show now, which is why they are gonna show the console. And I feel like That makes absolute sense right there. They're going to use that as kind of like their shining moment within the show. I think they're going to show the console next week, and I don't think it's a pyramid shape like some people on Twitter have been posting. But on that note, I got to go to our special guest. Callie, I love how patient you are to chime in and stuff like that, man. I got to get your thoughts on this. Like, where is your hype for the PlayStation 5 event, and what do you think you're going to see? Because like I said, this is something I don't think a lot of people are sharing. This is the beginning of a series of shows that they're going to have. So I don't know if your expectations are through the roof, like you want to see God of War, Spider-Man, you want the console. Like, what are your expectations and your hype level for the show, which is going to be June 4th, next week?
Well, usually I like to keep my expectations pretty low, so that way, if a show ends up being good, I could be relatively surprised.
Pleasantly surprised.
But for this show, I think I'm actually pretty hyped, especially surrounding the rumors of a few games that might be shown off. Because I'm expecting to see maybe a Demon Souls reboot, hopefully, and maybe a SOCOM reboot, because that's also been rumored as well by Guerrilla Games, since I heard that they have 2 teams now.
Now he's speaking my language.
and possibly Horizon Zero Dawn as well, because that's also been rumored that they're well, I think it's a no-brainer that they're working on that as well. But of course, I think Gran Turismo might be shown off there, because that's always I think that should be launching with the PS5, since they've had enough time since the launch of GT Sport. I think they will launch another GT game.
Callie, again, I want to shout out our brother, over at Spawn Wave, because he said when it comes to Gran Turismo, and to me, he made sense on this real quick. When it comes to Gran Turismo, PlayStation they've been updating Gran Turismo Sport, even up to like very recent times. He said he wouldn't be surprised if they showed Gran Turismo Sport running on the PS5 with all the PS5 bells and whistles, and them actually holding a true Gran Turismo like sequel, the next one coming out, for a couple years, and really kind of trying to run with that Gran Turismo Sport, but with totally utilizing the SSD and the more power from the GPU, CPU, everything like that. So with that being said, and I know you're more in tune to the PlayStation kind of like ecosystem than I am, because I sold my PS4. I don't know if you're up to speed in terms of updates when it comes to Gran Turismo Sport, but does that seem like a viable option, or are you like they need to launch the next Gran Turismo when they launch the PS5?
Well, it could be possible that they could just use the GT Sport, just probably like show an upgraded version like how it looks on the PS5. But I'm more in the camp that thinks that there might be just another GT game, because yes, the GT Sport has had a lot of updates, just like since it launched. But I think that because the creator of the franchise has been saying that how he wants to implement ray tracing in the future in GT and Gran Turismo, but that just leads me to believe that there might be a new Gran Turismo coming.
All right, I hear you, man. And when it comes down to it, like, I think that would probably be the best idea. I don't know how the community would look at Gran Turismo Sport, but now with ray tracing and so many frames per second and all that good stuff. I don't know how the community would accept that. They'd be like, I think they would be like, well, we wanted a new Gran Turismo and not just, that PS4 game, redone for the kind of like a remaster. I don't think that would go over too well. I would hope that they would come out with a new Gran Turismo. But SOCOM, I have to ask you about SOCOM. Where did you hear SOCOM? And now you're kind of expecting to see SOCOM. Where did that come from, Callie?
Okay, well, there's a channel I've been following that does cover just these tactical shooter games. His channel is called Big Fry, and one of his videos he covered saying that a lot of employees that are being hired by Guerrilla Games have worked on former SOCOM games. So that's why I'm concluding that Guerrilla Games is working on a SOCOM reboot.
Huh. That is very interesting, man. We definitely need to talk more often, brother. I need to pick at you for some information sometimes because like I would be I would kind of be in your boat. I don't know seeing it off the first show or anything like that. You know, my brother Crap Gamer out there, he tries to say that he's not tempering expectations when it comes to the show. And the thing is, I think he should, and I think other people out there should as well, because, you know, it's the kickoff to a series of shows, so I think they're going to go pretty big, but I don't think they're going to go all the way big, brother.
They did say that this is going to be a pretty long show, didn't they?
1 hour. 1 hour.
Yeah. So I think they will show probably some first party games, and probably most will be third party or second party games.
See, that's kind of the camp that I'm in right now, yo. Shout out to Other Zinc, yo. He I see Forza Motorsport 8, brother. I am incredibly excited to see what they are doing with Forza Motorsport. I think Forza Motorsport is the king of racing simulations right now, and with them building a brand new engine for the Forza Motorsport series, I am incredibly hyped to see what they are coming out with Turn 10, and I know I can just, Turn 10 to me does scream kind of like quality when it comes to racers, and I can't wait for that. But all right, Callie, I'm gonna get other people involved in here. Let's go K Mega. He is really quiet right now. I don't know if he's playing a game or what he's doing, but we seem to have a very cool, calm K Mega. Dark Optimus tried to get under his skin a little bit, and he's like, I'm not having that, man. You talk about your Last of Us 2. I'm not
swatted me like a fly.
Yeah, just poof, off. But K Mega, what is your hype level for the PS5 event? What are your expectations? And do you see what I'm saying, where I'm trying to emphasize this is the first in a series of shows? Because I don't see a lot of people out there, on Twitter that are really boisterous, trying to let people know this is the first in a series. So I'm like, people should kind of calm down with their expectations. But what do you think you're gonna see, bro? And where's your hype level, man?
I mean, I'm excited to see it. I mean, as a gamer, I want to see what PlayStation wants to show us. But and I've said this before too. I would never tell a gamer to temper their expectations. If you're excited, you're excited. I mean, that's how you're supposed to be. I think that when people say temper your expectations, they're over here thinking for you, and instead of them just having their own expectations.
Yo, K-Mega, the reason why I say that is no lie. Again, my brother Crack Gamer, he's like, yo, God of War 2, Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, dude, yo, calm down.
That's all gimmicks, man. We don't, no. We'll stop it.
I'm like, yo,
that's
realistic a little, maybe.
That's just on a whole nother level of whatever. But the thing,
whole other level of whatever. I like that. Bro. I like
a whole
that,
nother
bro.
level of whatever, man. I mean, it's just whatever. But I'm excited to see what PlayStation shows. I still don't think that they're going to show the console yet. I just think that they're still going to hold off. I think August is definitely going to be their last push, an early August event somewhere down the line where they'll really where they'll show the price and all of that, because they're still waiting on Xbox. But I have to agree with some things. I do not. I see another Gran Turismo. Absolutely, that's always kind of been the showcase for new console games. They always want to show a car game. That's just because they always look. Next generation car games always look better. It just always look next gen. So they're definitely going to show Gran Turismo. I think that they're going to show Street Fighter 6. There's no way in hell that God of War is going to be shown. People are still talking about the old God of War. Horizon Zero Dawn could be something that they may want to show at the end. But that game is still in development. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, we was talking about on GRG that the devs are looking for a MMO specialist, because they want to make the online kind of like a MMO So they're not even nowhere close to being done on that game. Um, I think that they'll show more of what that one game was with the dragon. I forgot what the name of that game
Godfall.
was. No, not Godfall.
Uh,
There was this game where this knight was fighting this dragon. Really looked really cool. The dragon was on top of the mountains and hills, and it was chasing him down, and he had to fight it. It looked really dope. I think they're definitely going to show
Deep,
that game. Deep down or deep dive or whatever. I
was
don't
it
know.
Deep Down?
Deep Down is still alive? What?
No, not deep down. That
I'm about to say.
No.
Whatever
I can't
happened
remember
to
that
Deep Down, people?
I don't know. And yeah, what happened to that and Wild? Because I was really excited for Wild.
Wild's
But
probably
yeah.
still comedy.
I do see a Ratchet and Clank, I see something to where they might bring back Crash. I and they're going to show a lot of multiplats. So I would hope that they would show something from Lost Soul Aside. I think that's the name of the game. It's another developer. I've talked about this quite a few times. It's another one-person developer making a hack and slash game. They did a tribute to the Final Fantasy games. Really, really dope work. So that game, I've seen that game. I showed that game's gameplay on GRG. Looks really dope. I hope they showed that game. I don't know about SOCOM. It would be cool if they did show that. But no, I'm excited. I want to know what Sony's going to do. I really do. But I don't see them showing the box yet. They could as the last part of the reveal to get people excited. But when it really comes down to the console, I like I said before, it really don't matter what the console looks like. It's going to come down to the price. That's all this comes down to. If Xbox got the cheaper price, they're going to be in the driver's seat. If PlayStation has the cheaper price, they'll be in the driver's seat. The games come later when it comes to price of new consoles.
Yo, K-Mega, I do want to say, one of my people on Twitter pointed this out to me, and I do have to say this because I find this absolutely hilarious. When it comes to Sony, can you believe that the company that said they weren't going to E3 is going to start showing things within the month that E3 would be shown? You notice that? Like, they decided to wait until June, when it came down to it.
I think how it's Xbox played the game right by throwing them off. And I think that left them stumbled because I think what they were probably going to do is show off a lot of stuff probably in March. But because of the pandemic, because of what Xbox did to throw them off, and then now, it kind of delayed stuff. I don't know I think they probably would have showed a lot more beforehand if there was no pandemic before June, just to get that hype to still sustain. But I mean, it's kind of crazy because it's working into their favor in a lot of places, especially when Sony is always waiting to see what Xbox is doing first. So it comes down to Xbox really showing what they got and get the Xbox fan base really excited. And then Sony will counterpunch, but it's whatever Xbox is going to show in July is what Sony's going to show back in August is what's going to be the telling tale when it comes when you're talking about just the games.
Dude, first off, I think August is way too long when it comes down to it, man.
No, I do too. I think it's crazy, but because there is no E3, like you said, they can push this as far as they can. So I don't know. I mean, if Xbox was smart with their strategy, they would show a lot of the bangers that the people have been expecting them to show to show us, and hold out one more right after Sony does to kind of throw that loop again on them, just that rope-a-dope on them. But we don't know. We'll see what Xbox does. But I'm excited for what PlayStation is going to show. I will be there watching. So if not at work, but I'll be here at home watching it. One or the other.
All right, yeah, I got you, bro. Well, I will be going live on this channel, so I don't know where you're gonna be, but if you're down to hang out with us live, you automatically have a seat here, brother. That's I'm gonna put that out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, and I think Predator. I think so far Predator has made kind of like the point of the night with E3 not being around, man, and it's something I didn't even think about at the start of this show. I wasn't thinking about at the middle, And it wasn't until he said something, I'm like, damn, you know what? Predator is right. Yo, E3 forces
right.
E3 forces these guys to show things at a particular time, and now with no E3 there, you know, they don't have that where they have to show it at that point. Yo, that is a great point. Let's go to Dark. Dark came back, and he was supposed to kick this all off, but he's trying to be the number 2 bot in the panel, and he can't do that, man. He can't. There's only one bot on this show.
I know, I'm trying to take you from your throne, and it's not happening.
That is the
King
King Neutral Xbot 448. But, brother, where is your hype level? Like I said, you did share some things, some supposed leaked information for a July PlayStation magazine. I don't put a lot of faith into that because even Sony said that they changed some things up. But where is your hype level for the PlayStation 5 event, and what do you think you're going to see? Are you going to stick to those 38 games? Because when it comes down to it, those 38 games, there was really none of those really big titles that other people are talking about right now that they're looking to see for the PlayStation event next week, man. What are your thoughts, bro?
Okay, so you don't interrupt me. I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible. Because I know you're gonna be like, oh wait, and I'm gonna be like, no, dude,
I just
let
talking
me finish.
to you, Dark. That's it. I like talking to you, man.
Just let me finish.
Hey, tell him to save his questions for the.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I think that the event's going to be. It's going to be, they're going to show the console. They're not going to show price. They're going to probably show some first party. Then they'll show mostly third party. Probably more than likely they'll probably only show one first party, which will probably be at the end. And then I think overall, I'm excited to see something. I'm excited to see what they're bringing on Thursday. I think it's gonna. Honestly, I think if they wait until August to show the console, it's gonna be too late. I think they need to show the console before they show the price, before they talk about the price. And I think August will be the price, and this week will be the console. I think the games that they're probably going to show, probably more Assassin's Creed, probably more, probably Madden, all that stuff, like things like that. Probably not directly those games at all, but probably things that are around those lines, that third party type of stuff. And then maybe they'll show a first party game. Like they probably won't show like a trailer, but they'll probably show like what Nintendo did with
like a teaser?
Metroid.
Like a
like a little tease, like here's what's coming, or whatever, and then it'll be like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or something like that, and honestly, when I posted that 38 games, I actually didn't even believe it myself. I was just like, I don't know about that.
That looks like the inside Xbox a little bit.
Because some of them are first party coming to launch, but a lot of them are third party coming to launch, and then there's stuff that's coming after launch, like 6 months to 12 months after launch, and I'm all like, yeah, but some of those games are coming to the Series X before.
Dude, how are you going to show Dirt 5 again?
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I don't think that article is completely true. I just put it in there because I thought it was like kind of interesting.
You just wanted me to roll with that so you can call me a stupid asshole live on the show.
No, I didn't. I thought maybe you would look at it and you would analyze it because I know how you are, and you're gonna look at that and you're gonna be like, okay, well, I don't know if that's completely true or not.
Oh, we're gonna see Godfall. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, we will. We will probably see Godfall. We will probably see, some other third-party stuff.
Quantum Error.
Yeah, we'll probably see Quantum Error, which is actually, I think, an exclusive to PlayStation, from what I've been hearing.
Timed exclusive.
I thought
it's a timed, right?
Console exclusive. I thought.
Right, it's
timed.
timed.
Oh, timed.
But it's timed. Yeah, it's timed. So, that's cool. But that's the thing. Like, I want to see the console. I want to see some games, and then the pricing. I mean, that can be August. Like K Mega said. Like, I think honestly, they really do need to show the console first before they even remotely do anything else, because people really want to see what that console is going to look like compared to the Xbox Series X. Because a lot of people are dogging the Xbox Series X. But if the PS5 comes out and looks like the Series X, what are you gonna say then? Like, because you don't know what the console's gonna look like.
No, we'll move that goalpost some way, right?
Yeah, I know you guys will, but I mean, I'm saying like other people out there in the community who are PlayStation fans and who are
No, I'm saying they'll move that goalpost some way.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they'll flip it and make it be like, oh, it's actually
little,
this.
it's a little thinner on top, which makes it a lot better looking.
Right, exactly. It's a triangle at top. It's a triangle. It's like got corners, shit like that.
You think it's gonna be a pyramid then, huh?
It's a circle.
It's like a circle.
It's lighter. It's a pound lighter.
But I think overall, I think the show will be pretty good. I mean, if they're doing an hour, they've got to show some stuff. Like it's not like
if they are unveiling the look of the console, which I know K Mega said like he doesn't think they're doing that, but if they do that, that's going to take up a pretty good chunk of time to show people,
exactly,
and to let them know what the front, the sides, the back, kind of explain things.
That'll probably be the last thing that they show if they do show the console. Just show a little glimpse of it and then close it out.
No, I think what they'll do is it'll be like 30 minutes of the console showing, and they'll kind of go into like specs and all that shit, all that crap, and then they'll go into like showing some of the games that are coming out on it, 30 minutes, and then they're done, something like that.
We're not too far away in terms of what we're thinking right here, man.
Yeah, I think honestly the console. I really, I wish we've seen it already. I wish we have seen it. I wish we know what it looks like. Because then all they have to do is show games. All they would have to do
just remember, Dark. They're Sony's number one. They don't have to show anything at any point in time. It's all good because they're number one.
I don't like that statement because I hate that because I want to see stuff. I mean, I know that you're like, I know that there's some people out there that are like super excited to for next gen, but they don't care that PlayStation hasn't showed anything. I care that PlayStation hasn't showed anything because I want to see stuff. I want to see the new stuff because I'm honestly getting sick and tired of these old consoles. I want to see the new consoles. So like I'm at that point now where I'm like, how long have we had these consoles? 7 years, something like that. So yeah, I want to see the new stuff, except for the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. Those, whatever. But
about something. I
got you. But I think in the long run, PlayStation definitely has to think about what they're doing and execute it the way that they've kind of done with their E3s, kind of in that realm, because I think gamers will be happy about that. I think a lot of the people that are in the industry will be happy about that, and just as long as they don't spend too much time on specs and things like that, because they already did that with Mark Cerny, I think it'll be a good show.
Hey, well, the way Jim Ryan was putting it out there, he was talking games. So he wants to see games. So you know how I am about marketing. So Jim Ryan is trying to make it sound like it's a game heavy show. I am expecting him to put out a game heavy show, and if he doesn't
that's what it sounds like.
If he doesn't do that, I will be one of the first people in the line to say that the marketing was wrong. But
and I'll be around Thursday, but I'm gonna watch the show first, and then I'll probably join in for the after show.
Oh, you're taking a rule out of the book of Predator.
Yeah, you don't.
No, it's just because No, it's because I know you bot, and you'll start talking, and then I'm all like, dude, I want to hear what they're saying.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't care about what they say. You care about what Xbox says. Like the super chat.
I do care.
Like the super chat, I am gonna say right now by our brother Sovereign Cogito. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel and the show. He says some of these cats be like taking revenge on that bae that broke their heart and did them dirty. He's like, these are married folks on the front line of the plastic wars. What the fuck? Hashtag stay salty is butthurt. Brother. When it comes down to it, Salty had a really bad day yesterday when my brother FC Violent called him out on Twitter, and he was grumpy already, and he tried to take something out on people. But here's what I do.
It's like another podcast that happened.
Here's what I do, guys. So this is something against the norm. I wish nothing but the best for the people that hate me out there. All right. When it comes down to it, you want to hate on me? I wish you nothing but the best. Keep moving. Because when it comes down to it, I am not going to let karma bite me in the ass. I am not going to curse anybody else's life or anything like that. If you really want to get that pissed off over a piece of plastic and try to come at me when I make common sense, I put that common sense out there, that's all on you, bro. But thank you for supporting the channel, brother. Dude, it was fun. It was fun saying that super chat as well.
People also got to remember that this person that we're talking about also did just get a PS4. So,
I think,
damn! I wish I had those fucking trophies back when I was playing on PS2. I'm just saying, man. Come on, man.
I know people on Twitter have kindly reminded him of how quickly he turned into a pro PlayStation guy. So, But huge shout out to everybody checking out the show. I haven't done it this entire show because we've been going back and forth. If you are entertained, hit that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Crispy, this is going to be interesting, bro. I want to hear, what is your hype level for the PlayStation 5 event? And what do you think you're going to see? I know your ears perked up. You even said something when CaliRex, our special guest, said SOCOM. And it's interesting on what he said about, the developers that are getting hired at Guerrilla. Now, are you expecting that? What are you expecting? Where's your hype level, brother?
Okay. So if you want to hit the crispy bomb, crispy truth thought process, you got to show us the damn console. I don't need the price. I don't. Show us the damn console. You are almost 6 months behind of showing us the damn console. Please, for the love of God, show us the damn console.
Show us the damn console.
All right. Show us the console. You don't have to give the price. I understand you guys are on a stare down with Microsoft. Like, we don't know what we want to do. Okay. Console first. I expect, if it's an hour show, 5 minutes. 5 minutes would make sense. You know what I mean? Show us the console. Mark Cerny already did the whole spec shit and all that. Just say, hey, if you don't know, you want to know the specs, throw it in the chat or whatever. I mean, this is the day and age we're in. You can just be like, hey, this is the specs. Okay. So if you want to watch that absolute fucking retardedness, go ahead. Okay. But the fact is that you need to show crispy multiplayer games that I can't play on Xbox. Okay. Games that actually have a campaign and a multiplayer. I would absolutely, if you show me 2, I'm fine with that. You could do your story driven shit. I'm cool with that. All right. Because you know what? Maybe down the road I could say, hey, I'll buy it. Now, we didn't get into the following, the last topic, and I don't think we're going to, but that makes me not want to buy a PlayStation. And now I'm questioning my thought process because I was actually trying to find a way to get a PlayStation at a decent price recently, and basically I've gotten shut down. So
Yo, Crispy,
I-
you're probably right on not getting to the last topic, but if you want one of your days off before the June 4th event, if you want to go live, we can definitely get a crew together to talk about that, because it's something I wanted to talk about as well.
Well, I mean, I think it's a very relevant subject, and it drives me nuts because, like you see in my gameplay, I'm enjoying Reach, and I never actually played Reach.
Yeah, for people in the chat, Crispy actually calls it Halo Reach Around, girlfriend edition.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, girlfriend. My girlfriend was whooping everybody's butt in MK11, bro. So I don't know what you're talking about. but in general, like I want to see the console. I do, and I want to see them, at least say, here is what we have. I almost feel like they're gonna go and like throw a God of War or something that's gonna be way down the road, just because they feel they have no choice. And we got to keep in mind it's an hour. Well, guess what? The Inside Xbox was a little bit over an hour. You know what I'm saying? So you can only fit so much gameplay. They showed us gameplay. They really supported their games that they're coming out right now, but we want to see next gen, and all you've shown us is the Unreal 5 engine demo, and it's a
Which
demo.
People have completely blown out of proportion, man.
It's a demo. It's not a game, okay? And all I hear from Xbox is I can play Gears 5 at 120 frames per second.
Oh,
And
no.
That makes me say, I want to try that because I'm already playing at 60 frames per second, which is pretty incredible. Online multiplayer, I'm playing 60 frames per second, and I can stare at the wall and run by it, and I can see every texture going by me. And that's pretty incredible for me. Now, does everybody experience that? No, and that's why I don't hate on people to disagree with me. I understand that you might not have that great a TV. You might not have what I have. You might not have an Xbox, and I understand that. But to sit here and accept the fact that they haven't shown the damn console after almost 6 months now, and you're not worried about it, you should be, because what the hell is going on? You don't need a staring contest to show a console. The price is the one that I would expect them not to show. But show the damn console. Show the PlayStation gamers what they are expecting. Show it to them and make them hyped. So please do it, for the love of God, because I don't care if I hate the way it looks or whatever.
Show it to me.
If you love PlayStation, I totally get it. I totally get that you love those type of games. I get it. But just do it, for the love of God.
Crispy said, "Whip it out when in doubt."
He sounds like Shia LaBeouf, like just do it.
Just do it!
Show it to me.
Hey, those Transformers were the last ones I watched, and then I was like, freaking Mark Wahlberg. He's better in the funnier roles. That's the way I look at it.
That is true. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, guys, don't mind me. I'm putting the poll up right now for the gameplay. I hope K-Mega realizes
that's
the
the thing.
competition he's in right now. That quality gameplay was every single panel member brought it tonight when it comes to gameplay.
They brought it, but just within my gameplay, I gave a little bit of everything into it. I brought fighters, I brought a puzzled action game, I brought a shooter, and I brought a comical classic with the remaster of Saints Row.
I brought Saints Row Remastered, and I think my gameplay was better than yours on that point, man.
No, when you got a big chick, you got Big Abby coming after you. I mean,
All I gotta say is there's no
hold on.
MK11, no Gears 5, and no Division 2
Yo, Crispy.
in my gameplay.
Yo, Crispy came out with he was rocking Halo. He was rocking
I was
Need
rocking
for
Halo.
Speed.
I rocked
No, I'm
Halo
talking
5.
about Crispy though, the gearhead brother. Come on,
Oh,
man.
yeah, that was good.
But-
Listen, it's all good, man. But I mean, well, go ahead, man. What are you gonna say?
What do you guys think of this? Like, what if PlayStation does announce the price? do you think? What do you think Microsoft's going to do at that point?
I think they are gonna.
Microsoft will be happy as hell.
They are gonna jump for joy
Yeah.
because then they can bring out the Series S and do that price as well. Like they'll be like.
So do you think they'll have like a surprise event or something like that, or do you think they'll have?
Well,
like,
they're
just...
supposed to. Xbox is supposed to do an event in June and then one in July as well. Like people forget about the June one, and Aaron Greenberg said it's not going to be an inside Xbox. It's something completely different, and
it could be something with Sega.
Oh.
Sega. No. They dropped their 1 p.m. on June 4th. Everybody thought it was June 3rd. They dropped it after Sega already said we're releasing on June 4th. So I don't know. It's an anniversary. We can all speculate. That's fine. But I almost feel like, because I've already heard it's totally separate. So you're either gonna watch the PlayStation or the Sega.
Well, you know what, Sony likes to come out. When Xbox does something and Sony tries to come out and like kind of like kill that hype or whatnot. It's a little interesting that a lot of people were saying June 3rd. But then the reporter came out and said that his article is coming out June 4th. And then Sony announces that they're doing their show June 4th. You see what I'm saying?
Same time as Sega. Same time. I'm telling you.
But they like to cut off Xbox there, which is another thing that would lead me. And I know, guys, I'm pulling at straws here, but when it comes down to it, rumors between Xbox and Sega have been going on for a while. There has been something
about
cooking.
3 years. Yeah.
There's something cooking up over there, and we don't necessarily know exactly what it is. So
did you hear the rumor that you posted that came out? Yeah.
Well, they went to Redmond. The Sega execs went to Redmond. Like a lot of people ignore that. Like that was true. You're right. That was in an article.
That was 2 years ago. That was 2
yes,
years ago.
it was. Like Phil is talking to these guys. Like we had Streets of Rage 4 come straight on Game Pass. There's a reason for that.
And also, I don't know if anybody paid attention to this, but the new Yakuza game is going to be smart delivery.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that, but I do have a super chat. Yo, Dark, I heard you laugh a little bit. You actually had a comment right below that. Do you mind reading that super chat that we got from our brother Game Down Sights, baby?
Yeah, it's from Game Down Sights. How much was it? It was like $2, I think it was.
Oh, we don't care.
And it
I'm going
was-
Game Down Sights. Damn.
Can't
Damn.
you mean can't aim down sights?
But did you hear the nastiness out of Otter's mouth when he said it's $2?
Yeah, we don't
my
care about
God.
the money.
What is wrong
support
with you, bro?
is amazing.
It's only
man.
$2.
Game Down Sights. What you mean only $2? I mean, shit.
Game Down Sights, we appreciate you. Don't listen to Dark.
He says Dark Bottomless. That's what.
What do you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. You went a little quick right there. What was that?
Dark Bottomless.
He said Dark Bottomist. All right,
I like it.
Shout out to Game Down Sights. He is a golfing buddy of mine as well. Unfortunately, K Mega, he refuses to lose on the golf course, so he won't join us at any point in time.
Also, don't play Battlefield with him either, because he'll just sit in the corner and shoot you.
Who?
Oh,
he's a camper now.
Oh, you feel bad because I can't
Campers are lame.
Did you see that other super chat from him?
Game Down Sights put out another super chat. Yo, Dark, can you read that for us, man?
I can't see it, dude.
He says Xbox Series S equals Xbox Series Sega. Excited either way. Yeah.
Boy, if that is true, my two favorite, because Sega is my first love. Is my first love.
Me too, bro.
Sega is my first love.
Check the Twitter chat.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. What's going on?
Guys, we got to see here. Rumor. Where is that from? See, now I'm opening more tabs. That's from April. A joint announcement sometime in the
honestly,
yeah, bro.
I couldn't see it, but I mean, if it's gonna happen, then it's gonna happen. I mean, But
before we sign off, real quick, I'm just gonna throw this to our special guest, man. Again, it's always a pleasure to have the man CaliRex, the dreams man on Twitter. Not only that,
Yeah.
one thing I love,
A real gamer too, I
Yo,
should say.
one thing I absolutely
Big fan
love
of CaliRex.
about CaliRex is he supports that community created content when it comes down to it, and he's not an asshole like Supersonic Station. That's all I want to say, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo.
Super Pony Station now.
Yo, CaliRex,
Fuck that guy.
CaliRex,
Damn.
the latest rumor, and I'm pretty sure you saw it in the DM, but we're bringing it out here right now before we sign off. What do you think about the latest rumor that is Microsoft and Sega basically working on a deal that in Japan, the Series X will be marketed as a Sega piece of hardware to help them kind of like take a little more hold in Japan and kind of get more eyes like looking in that direction? Do you think that is a plausible thing, something that could work in that country when it comes to, because when it comes down to it, Microsoft is an American company, and the Japanese kind of like gaming community over there is like, yeah, whatever, Microsoft, Xbox, whatever. Do you think that's something that that they should be putting their money towards?
That's actually a really hard question, because in Japan, practically everybody over there has moved away from consoles and into portable gaming.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I see the problem with the Series X, because it's practically bulky. So I don't see Japan practically adopting that thing. So it wouldn't make much sense for Sega to partner over there for that. But I think this could be more of along the lines of maybe an exclusive partnership for some new games.
Nice.
Possibly.
Do you I want to interject real quick. Do you think that if xCloud is involved, and let's say hypothetically that your Series X could be a cloud server to multiple people, which they've already talked about doing, and like my Xbox One X apparently can be, if I'm within the vicinity of it, it's going to be like super, at least the internet that I have. You know what I mean? Could that be something that people would be interested in over there?
Well, for cloud gaming, since I know they want to put their games on phones with the cloud gaming and streaming, I think that would help push Xbox a little bit in Japan, because that would help, since again, historically speaking, consoles have been on a decline in Japan. So I think that would be a way to just smash through that barrier that Xbox has had a huge trouble with. But
Nice. Callie, it's just, it's interesting hearing your opinions. And when that came out, you notice how we put a list of topics, and the later it got during the day, the more kind of like news started breaking, and I started adding more articles. I'm like, we got so much to talk about, bro. But I definitely wanted to hear your opinion on that. Me, I'm leaning more towards what you are saying. I think it's more of an exclusive kind of like partnership in terms of games. And the funny thing is, not too long ago, I think it was like maybe a week and a half ago, Sega came out and said that Team Sonic will spend more time and put more polish and effort into future Sonic games. And that kind of came out of nowhere when they said that. And I'm like, things are starting to kind of like really bubble up here in the world of Sega. And of course, there's always been an orbiting moon of Xbox for like the past couple years in terms of talking Sega. Xbox has always been kind of like right there in terms of they're working on something together. And this is getting really, really interesting, man.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And anybody else want to chime in on the whole kind of like Sega, Xbox marketing Series X as a Sega piece of hardware in Japan?
I
ahead.
don't think that's gonna happen. I honestly don't think that'll be the thing that they're gonna announce. I think what it is it's gonna be a deal with Sega to create new games that maybe even bring back old franchises that we haven't seen in a long time. Like what was the one?
Uh-oh.
He's not a
God,
Sega
what was the one,
aficionado.
Oh.
It's okay.
Panzer Dragon.
No, I know it.
Panzer
I know it.
Dragoon or
Can you imagine a brand new Panzer?
Beast, Beast. God, fucking A, dude. I can't remember the
Alter
god-
Beast?
Altered Beast.
damn Alter Beast. Yes,
Golden Axe?
Altered Beast, yeah. Golden Axe.
Golden. There you go.
Can you imagine a
Yeah.
remake to
I mean,
Golden
I can't
Axe?
remember
Like,
all
I mean,
those
we got
games I played
Toe
when
Jam
I
and
was a
Earl,
freaking.
but I mean, yeah,
Guys
I
are like-
would love to
you
see
guys are like acting
Eternal,
like
an Eternal
I remember all the
Champions.
games that I can. I played when I was a kid. I played all those games when I was a kid, man. I don't remember all.
Man
those games.
Eater versus Echo the Dolphin. Yeah,
Oh,
there we
wow.
go.
Echo the Dolphin.
Wow.
You got Lunar. You got Lunar, the RPG.
Just
That would be
fucking-
dope. I mean,
Here's
there's
one
Tales
for
of
you.
Vesperia.
How about a golden axe that looks like Rise?
It looks like what
Oh,
you
that would be
embodied
perfect.
a little
Look
bit.
like
I didn't
Rise.
hear.
He said
That
Rise.
look like
He said
Rise.
Oh,
Rise.
wow.
I tell you what would be just as good as that, Pred, a Shinobi.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yo, people are asking for like Ninja Gaiden, so can you imagine if they come with a full remake
if
of
they
Shinobi?
can't get Ninja. Yes, like that would be
Oh.
perfect. I have to. I mean, we talked me Pred. We did a little extra GRG thing.
That's like 2 weeks in a
getting
row,
it
bro.
uploaded.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have two
Well,
episodes
well,
per
we
week
had-
now.
Well, no. We had We had King Thrash come on last night, and that was
Who?
it was King Thrash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, so diehard PlayStation guy came on to the
Where'd
show
you-
last night.
Have him go.
What'd you say?
Where'd you have him go?
I said he came onto the show last night. What are you talking about? Anyway,
I think he's
So
trying to
we
say that
talked
trash
about- but
rhymes
anyway,
with
what show?
trash.
came on
Oh.
GRG
No, I said
last
what
night.
show?
What? You're botting, so it's
Chose
so
that.
it
I have
really
no idea what that show is.
okay, but you're botting regardless.
I said I don't know what that show
You
is. I have
some
no
of you-
idea what that show is.
Oh, I got you. Okay, you was botting. Okay, you clowning GRG. I got you. Good, cool. So I get you. I got you.
All right, okay.
Anyway,
I thought he was
let's get back to it.
throwing shade at King real quick. I thought that's what.
Yeah, I was like,
doing.
damn, I didn't know you do him. But regardless, no, I think it's a good thing. Crispy brought up a great point. It might not be so much of a console. It could be the Series X. It could be about xCloud, and it could be like some kind of box that could be used as a server, and then they can go all in on that. So I don't know, man. It's going to be exciting though. Next week is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. And I have to hold on. Where is my cursor?
I mean, who wouldn't love for
There we
Sega
go.
to come back from the dead, dude?
Well,
I
it's-
feel like
I
they've.
wouldn't say it's really
they've-
dead. They've been hanging around.
Well, no,
but
they did the right thing. They said, you know what, the console game ain't working for us. Let's go to software. And you know what, Microsoft's a software company, and they say, you got great things. You know, Fantasy Star, all this stuff that they've been working on for years, and it's just like it's a culmination. I feel like something great's gonna happen, whether it be just games or whether it be something like you would never think would happen.
See, I wouldn't say
And I would
just
have-
games. I think games would be the pinnacle of what would be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but in the Japanese market, these games are even bigger than what we think they are. You know what I'm saying? Like Sega and PlayStation probably still have a little rivalry, and that's why I feel like all of a sudden PlayStation's like June 4th, right with the same time as Sega is gonna announce their anniversary and this and that. Like there's something they know that we don't clearly, and I feel like it's just like, okay, let's take some thunder away. And I get it. I totally get it. That's good marketing. But it's still like, if Sega actually came back from the dead in some way, shape, or form, for me, because I watched Sega die, you know what I'm saying? That would be incredible. Like, that would be like, okay, now we're in the same realm as what Sony always puts their hat on is the Japanese, the South Koreans.
See, I would, I would just be that would just turn a whole new page into what's coming next generation, and I'd be excited for that because there are so many titles under Sega's umbrella, that if you remake to today's standards, go in and kind of reinvent those franchises, you would have some absolute crazy experiences kind of like lined up. And guys in the chat, I just want to let you guys know, we're kind of like we're kind of fanboying out here about gaming when it comes down to it, because Sega is such an iconic name in the gaming industry with so many like incredible titles that a lot of us grew up with, that hearing something like this, it's a big thing for us, and I can't wait to see exactly what they have to announce June 4th when it comes to Sega. I do want to shout out a couple super chats as well. My brother Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat. He said, K-Mega, don't get mad, us golfers stick together, bro. Words to live by right there. And I have
die by
a super chat from our brother Christopher Hart, a moderator on this channel. He says Sony is about to change the industry come July 4th. Dude, what are they doing on the 4th of July? Because
I'm watching fireworks, bro.
They have to do something June 4th, brother.
He meant June 4th.
He said July 4th. I'm just reading the super chat.
I know,
man.
but you know
Saturday.
he meant June 4th.
Yo,
you knew he meant June 4th.
Guys, on that note, we did go a little bit longer. It was an absolute great show. A lot of opinions. And like I said, we don't have to yell at each other to be entertaining. And I think everybody in the chat, seeing everybody kind of get involved in the topics and opinions, I think a lot of people in the chat feel the exact same way. Absolutely love the show tonight. I'm gonna go to the man of the hour, our special guest, our brother CaliRex, which again has a YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. If you haven't done it yet, definitely check out his channel. Does a lot of creative things, man. A lot of things that I think you guys will be absolutely entertained by. Definitely hit that subscribe. Sir X-Man hitting up the super chat one more time. A new online crazy taxi. Can you imagine that? Where God. You are picking up people who are actually people that will talk shit to you while they're getting to their destination.
Yes, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that would be insane, yeah. But Cali.
And I hope it's too high for crispy. That's
CaliRex said, shut the fuck up, Dark. He did, I heard him, man.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yo, Cali, it was an absolute blast to have you on the show. I hope you had a lot of fun as well. I hope you are in tune to coming on again, because I would definitely love to have you on again. I did talk about your YouTube channel. Let people know about what exactly you put on that channel. Let them know where on social media they can go to talk games with you, brother. And anything else, man. This is your outro time on next podcast, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I would be happy to be on again sometime if you just offer, or I'll contact you. And you guys can find me at
hit me up on Twitter in public, like, yo, Xbox, come on, man, get me on the show. I love that.
I'll put you on blast. I'll put you on blast.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
But you guys can find me at CaliRex1 at Twitter, and I do a lot of gameplay and just commentary. And I'm going to be doing some podcasting eventually, so just stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing a big announcement soon. So yeah.
Nothing you want to announce here, though. It's going to be soon, huh? You can't break the ground here. It's going to be on your own terms, right?
Yeah, on my own terms.
Oh man, I was hoping
for that big scoop, aren't you?
Yeah, I was hoping for that world premiere. Yeah. But yo, Cali, again, it was an absolute blast. You are such an awesome personality in the community. Dude, you put positivity in places where not a lot of positivity is shown. Yo, keep doing what you do, man. Don't let the haters hate on you. Absolutely love what you're doing in the community as well as your YouTube channel, and just keep it up, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. And to the direct opposite side of that, we're gonna go to K-Mega to hear about him, his shows, and his YouTube channel. K-Mega, you are a professional. You know what to do, bro.
You gonna catch me while I was eating this slice of pizza? My ass is hungry, boy. I've
Something
been
told
ready
me.
to club, boy.
Something told
shit
me to
tastes
go to
good,
you
bro.
right there.
Rob bologna sandwich.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Wait, Bot, it's that New Haven
All right.
style pizza.
All right, here we go.
We're gonna have awkward silence for a second.
All right, man. I haven't ate all day, boy. That damn.
Dude, I'm hungry as well. That's why I can't. I'm
This
gonna
Papa
be
John's
eating
is going hard right now, baby. Woo! Wait.
Oh, my
Anyway,
Papa
goodness.
John's.
It's gonna be hard coming out.
I can eat. Yeah, you might be right. That's why I drank a lot of water today. Hopefully, this will come out easy. But you know what I'm saying? I could finally eat me some Papa John's since that racist bastard is gone. Shaq owns half of it now. Let's go. Anyway, so I want to thank King Thrash for coming on to GRG last night. It was very eventful. It wasn't bad. It was fun. A lot of people got to listen to his perspective as a diehard PlayStation fan. So I hope we can have more diehard PlayStation fans come on to the show. And that was really great. That we also did something today on Mixer. We wanted to finish a couple of topics. And so it was kind of crazy because when Batu brought up the stuff about Salty and FC,
Yeah.
we really got kind of in depth about it. So
Yo,
that
FC
definitely is
FC
something.
does not deserve any of that bullshit. Man.
No, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
We played Battlefield with him. You know, he's just a gamer. He's a PC. He owns everything. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's mostly a PC guy, but he likes Xbox as well. This is one of the things. Listen, if you want to be a person that wants to flip flop, you have every right to that. But the one thing about it is, if you are claiming to be a gamer, you should stay a gamer and not try to bash anything that you got a lot of your popularity and a lot of your subs from. That to me is atrocious. You can't be dogging the people that helped you get to the point that you are. But anyway, check out the GRG podcast every Friday night, 8:30 Central. Check me out on Twitter at KMega4. CaliRex, good to talk to you again, my brother. It's always a pleasure. Real gamers, got to appreciate all the gamers in here, and go follow and sub everybody on here, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good night.
Nice. He's just trying to get back to that pizza real quick.
I'm about to get to this Parmesan breadstick here.
Oh shoot!
This garlic sauce.
Don't put it in your mouth too hard, bro.
Anyway.
Wow. Yo, on that note, how could I not go to Crispy next after that? Yo, Crispy, again, with the gameplay, which people can vote for right now. Hold on. Let me put this up here while I'm doing the outro. I am putting the link to where you can vote for the best gameplay right now. All right. It is in the chat. You can go right there. And, you know, when it comes down to it, who had the best gameplay? We're seeing Preds right now. Bringing back GTA 5, man. Absolutely awesome. But Crispy, you do other shows. You talk to people on social media. Yo, let people know what is going down with the hashtag Crispy Truth and where they can go to talk games with you, bro.
You know you want them French fries haters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby.
I was like, who let Wilmy in here, yo?
But in general, like, you know, I usually play the same, like, 3-4 games all the time. So I had to give Bot a little taste of his own medicine. Always saying, you always play Gears. So I had to do it. I'm just saying. But in general, you always can find me at Crispy Bomb on Twitter. Crispy Bomb 28, Xbox Live. I mean, hit me up. Like, I'm down to play games. Like, we were playing last night, MK11. All night, like everybody was like, I'm having a blast, we're having fun, and that's what it means. It's gaming. Let's get over the trolling. You know, a lot of people like to troll around here. You know,
really?
like,
I don't see it. Trolls?
Oh, trolls! Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, man. You gotta clean out that Twitter, bro.
Yeah, I gotta start
your life
blocking
out of
people
you,
like
man.
Wilmy Hood. Yeah, what you talking about? Yeah, 28,000 and strong.
Yo, Crispy, here's the deal. I don't block them because they get the notice that they're blocked, and then they put it out there and they try to, like, kind of like clout chase at that point in time. Like, look, Xbox blocked me. So what I do What I do is
you mute them.
I mute them, and they never know. I just don't hear what they say at all.
But that's the point. Like let's all game, have fun. Like, you know what? We can talk trash to each other. I'm cool with that.
I talk
Like,
trash to
but
Crispy
don't.
all the time.
Hell yeah, you do.
Potatoes.
But you can find me on Breakfast with Boom Friday mornings. And you could also find me on Retro Renegade 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And you can always find me here on the next podcast, 7 p.m.
Damn,
Saturdays.
Crispy is scheduling his weeks up. Before you know it, he's gonna have like 5 shows in 7 days, and it's, Crispy's gonna be everywhere. Yeah.
I'm magical like that. I'm like that magic carpet ride, bro. I just keep going.
The magic carpet ride has something to do with a 1970s mustache, I think. But that's another topic, yo.
I have one right now since I can't get my barber.
Yo, let's go to Predator now. Pred, don't get mad at me for not putting you first this time. I know you like to get the hell out and all that good stuff, man. Especially Saturday nights. You know, gamers got a game, but again, great show. I think you brought like the bombshell kind of like opinion when it comes to E3 and these companies showing stuff out. I know that's something that's going to stay in my head like this entire week about this show. Why don't you let people know where they can go to talk games with you, man? Because I know you can drop stuff like that every single day talking to people on social media about gaming. You got to let them know where to go to do that, yeah? Really? You don't say, Pred. Wow.
Yeah, I'm here.
Were you muted again?
The murder
Yeah, I
hornet
was.
got him.
This headset, dude, I can never tell when this thing is muted or not. Like the little button that I have on here, it's on the side of the headset.
That's the one downfall. The one downfall to the headset, man.
And I always forget which one it is. If it's depressed or pressed in, which one is muting me. So, because usually like the military headsets I have in the past, like the mute button is like on a cord next, like it hangs, So this one it's fucking weird. Anyway, Predator _HOS, man, on Twitter, and if you guys want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, follow me on there. But I ain't gonna say shit to you unless you vote for this fucking podcast this
week. So. Dude!
Y'all make sure y'all vote for Pred this week. I'm tired of hearing fucking K Magg's mouth for winning, seeing his gameplay for fucking 3 weeks and shit, and Xbox's bullshit ass gameplay for 3 weeks.
What?
You need to vote for me. Vote for me.
What about me, dude? What the fuck?
You've never won.
Crispy's in the same boat that I was in.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as Dark, man. You'll never win.
I'll keep bringing it, bro.
Just keep bringing it, but you know what? You know where your lane is. You stay in it.
Unlike Dark, Crispy won't give up, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference right there. And speaking of Dark, again, Dark, always good to have you, come on the show, all that good stuff.
Not?
Oh my goodness. Especially, trying to keep K Mega in check. I saw you tried to ruffle his feathers a little bit, man. He wasn't having it. I think you got to come with something new, the next time. You have to dig a little deeper, man. But why don't you let people know where they can go to talk games and anything else you want to say to the chat out there?
It's because he didn't eat anything today. That's why he was acting the way he was.
His blood sugar was a little low.
He had to put that papa in his mouth.
Yep.
He took his old man nap already, but he just wasn't feeling it because he didn't have second dinner. I got you, bro.
Exactly. But now you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Anonymous. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And yeah, man, I mean, it is what it is.
And he will not be in my live show June 4th. I wasn't gonna invite you anyway, bro.
I will be there. I will be there at the end of the show.
Dude, only Predator can rock that ticket, man. I'm sorry, bro. I can only have.
I've done it before, Bot. What are you talking about?
No, I don't remember, so it never happened. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think I missed I think I got everybody there, so that's awesome.
Oh, I do have to say one more thing. I have to. This is serious. When you bring up stuff that's not serious, that's when you talk about Otter. But this is the thing right here. Everybody must, if you are a fighting fan, you must You have to. It is your obligation, your duty as a fan of the fighting genre to play Mortal Kombat Aftermath. They set the damn bar when it comes to story campaign for a fighter.
Are you buying it for everybody or something? Man?
Bro,
I thought he was talking about Shaolin versus fucking Wu-Tang. I was gonna be like, God damn, man.
Shaolin versus Wu-Tang is definitely a buy, man. I mean, it's affordable.
No, it's not. It's a piece
awesome.
of shit game. Just don't even buy it.
Try that out, but man, but I'm talking
Lord,
about for a campaign, MK11 Aftermath, man. I mean, it's phenomenal story, absolutely phenomenal.
Yo, Fujin's a dirty motherfucker.
I love Fujin, but yeah, he's overtaken my favorite spot. Is Kung Lao was my OG, but that Fujin's got that spot.
Yeah, you like all the dirty fighters because you can't play that game.
Yo, you don't talk about Kung Lao that way.
I played with Fujin twice, and I picked up his moves in like 30 seconds. Literally.
You don't talk about Kung Lao that way, okay?
Because you need
to bring that on to Fight Night tomorrow night, Crispy, so you can see what your Fuji can do. Because I keep hearing you talking about you and your wife, and I think you and your wife need to come on here and get y'all's head beat.
Yo, my girl's nasty with Jade, bro.
Come on, tell her to bring come on. That's what we.
I'll bring her in. I'll bring her in. You better
y'all come on. Tomorrow night, yes, we're going to be playing.
You probably won't even face her because you probably get your ass whooped.
No, I probably might be running the table unless there's a particular other person in there.
Oh no!
But we ain't gonna say her name because there's only one Queen Bee that I know that's in these fighters like that. So anyway, let's do that.
All right, now check this out. First off, huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for us, out with us. Sir X-Man hits up that super chat one more time. Yo, Sir X-Man, thank you so much. He says king of the A button. That's all he knows, man. That's all he knows.
It gives me a lot of victory.
But the people who are left over right now, you are our diehard Next Podcast fans. And for that, I will give you a little something about next week's Next Podcast. It started tonight with CaliRex. So incredibly stoked to have him on. Again, thank you, bro. I am going to let you guys know that we are going to have a double feature this coming Saturday. When it comes down to it, 2 special guests will be with us. One is new on the YouTube scene, tearing up fanboys, both Xbox and PlayStation side. Supernova will be on the show, along with my brother from Crossfire himself. That's right. Mooch will be here with us as well to discuss what Sony will be showing, what they have shown, because it will be after their PS5 event. So definitely stay tuned for that. Supernova and Mooch with the Next Podcast.
Who's yelling?
It is going to be another awesome show. Thank you guys so much for all the support. We are one of the longest running podcasts in this community, and you guys keep us going strong. You guys keep us growing more and more each week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. But like I said before, gamers got a game. We got to get those controllers in our hands. Me and K-Mega got to eat, even though K-Mega already started. So I'm going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you guys next Saturday for the Next Podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bologna sandwiches. Yeah.
5 bologna sandwiches. Cybertruck.
Damn, man. Yeah.